meals. And while the appetizer's all well and good, whether it's mozzarella sticks, cheese fries, soup, salad, whatever the case may be, it's not the full course. It's not that juicy burger. It's not that rack of ribs. It's not that incredible pasta bowl. It's not that just juicy, incredible, mouth-watering steak. It's just not. And to this point, in college football, you've had appetizers to this point. But we are one day out, folks. One day out from SEC football and the full course, and you finally get to see your Arkansas Razorbacks, your prime rib, what you've been waiting on for months come to fruition in Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium tomorrow afternoon. This is The Morning Rush. He's Tommy Kraft. I'm Ty Richardson. 877-377-6963, the number to call or text in. We are always streaming live on hitthatline.com. You can find our video stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you got a smart speaker, just say play ESPN Arkansas. Make sure you're following our social media accounts at HitThatLineAR on Twitter, at HitThatLine, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And we are going to have on Clay Henry, as always, join us at 7 o'clock this morning. And then Dave Neal, formerly of Raycom Sports, Jefferson Pilot Sports, and now with the SEC Network, will be joining us at 8 o'clock this morning. He will be on call for the SEC Network tomorrow afternoon with Arkansas and Georgia. Really excited to speak to Dave, who's done this SEC theme for quite some time. We finally get the entree, Tommy, and it is a Football Friday. Thank God.
Man.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Finally, it's here.
Yeah, and we didn't think we'd be at this moment. We didn't know whether the SEC had it right or the Big Ten had it right. I think the SEC had it right, and you didn't know how the world was going to play out over the last 90 to 180 days, and if sports was going to be a possibility. But they found a way. How long you get to play, who knows still. But at least we got a game in front of us tomorrow. How many players are going to take the field? We're going to get into that conversation throughout the course of the show. This season's going to be unlike any other we've ever witnessed, watched, or been a part of this year beginning tomorrow.
It's going to be an odd duck. And with the game coming tomorrow, when you take on a top 5 team in the Georgia Bulldogs, where you're not favored by 28, you're an underdog by 28, what should be the expectation of this football team? It's 877-377-6963. When Arkansas steps on the field with the Georgia Bulldogs, what are you expecting, what should be expected, and what should happen? Now, I got to do myself a little, I don't know if backtracking is the right word, but I think when it's come to this conversation, everything leading up to this point, I've been negative about this season in terms of the win-loss record. I've been on the record saying 1-9. I'm going to stick to that as we continue out the conversation today. But one of the things my grandpa taught me growing up repeatedly over and over again is no matter who the Razorbacks played, no matter what you were up against as an Arkansan, you always had a chance. And I think that when it comes to this football game, I've been a negative Nancy for time and time again this season and stuff because I've been burned the last couple of years. You've been burned the last couple of years. Arkansas fans have been burned the last couple of years. So I am still in that mold in a sense that it's going to happen again. We're going to get burned again. Arkansas is going to have another season or whatever. Maybe it'll be better, but I can't believe just yet. Well, I'm hoping as of tomorrow afternoon, there will be a little play, a little glimpse of belief that can change my mind and that can change so many other people's minds around about this Arkansas football program.
Yeah, the last couple of years have been below expectations, but I don't think anyone had high expectations the last 2 years. You say you've been burned. I mean, what did you expect the last 2 years? It certainly wasn't winning the West. It certainly wasn't 8 or 9 wins.
I said 5. I think I said 5-7 year one or Chad Morris. I said 4-8 year 2.
So I mean, it wasn't. It certainly wasn't those expectations. You didn't get those number of wins, but it wasn't like Arkansas should have been an 8-win team and ended up a 2-win team. The question is, and you and I and Phil were having a text conversation yesterday. He asked a good question, and I think he's probably going to bring up on halftime today. So we'll leave a lot of that for him. But which team is
steal it?
Which team? Well, it's a good question. Which team is better? And we'll start getting answers tomorrow. The 2019 team or the 2020 team? Who would win a game between the two? That's really the question you need to answer. You're talking about, well, what's to expect and answers and We got to have a conclusion today. That's the mood everybody's in these days in 2020. We can't wait for things to unfold. We got to know the answer now. Well, really the question we need to answer is this football team better than last year's football team? That's ultimately the only question any of us need to be asking. Is this year's football team in 2020 better than 2019's football team? And it's going to be hard to tell when you're playing number 4 team in the country in Georgia, game 1. You're not playing Portland State. You're not going to roll out against North Texas.
Which also wouldn't be a good barometer. You need someone in the middle.
Exactly. So I don't know that we'll be able to tell right away. That's why I said I want to kind of wait and really do some valid assessments clearly after about 4 games and into a 10-game schedule. But that's really the only question any of us need to be asking as we move through the year. Is 2020's football team better than 2019's football team? That's the bottom line. It may not. I mean, the bottom line is not necessarily going to be did they win 3 games versus 2, because they didn't win any of the type of games they're playing this year. I keep making that point. I want to make it again. They were 0 based on SEC games the last 2 years. So if they win 1, they're ahead of last year, in my opinion, as far as record goes. So
no arguments here.
Is this year's team better than last year's team? That's the only thing we should be evaluating.
And you hope the offense is better, the defense is better, the special teams are better. You got coaching staff that seems to be better. You're still kind of waiting and seeing, obviously, with the schedule. It doesn't, like Tommy mentioned, the barometer of this football team is not going to be tomorrow against Georgia.
Nope.
It's just not. It's a top 5 team in the country. It's your first game of the season. You can't make a justification based on what transpires with the Bulldogs and Razorbacks tomorrow. What you can do is maybe potentially Mississippi State, maybe on the road against Auburn, and definitely at home against Ole Miss. Then you will be able to understand and have a better grasp, is this team better than 2019?
That's you may lose tomorrow and still be better than last year. They have to understand that.
Yeah.
You may lose the next 2 or 3 games and be better than last year.
And I think the line, y'all, is at 28 right now. It's moved about 4.5 to 3. I think it started at 24.5, 25, depending on what Vegas service you looked at. It's about 28 right now. So if you can keep it within that 28, if Arkansas can cover tomorrow, I think that's a good sign. I know that's a losing mentality, but again, it's a top 5 team in the country. You're asking a first-time Division I head coach who, yes, is playing his former team, has a pretty good understanding of some of those players on the roster, but it's still the talent disparity right now is pretty evident. So,
and keep in mind, a betting line's not always a prediction of an outcome.
And those Vegas boys, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, but what they're trying to do is always get half the money on both sides of the line. They want to make 100% of the losers and 10% of the winners. So that's their business model.
Got a bunch of calls in already. Wayne in El Dorado, Ryan in Hot Springs. We will get to you throughout the morning. It's 877-377-6963.
You got less than an hour to register for the Traeger Grill. So if you haven't done it or you need to register one more time, you got about 50 minutes because the entries close at 7 a.m. We'll announce a winner later this morning for the Traeger Ironwood 650 from Brad's Home Entertainment in Mountain Home. You got till 7 a.m. this morning.
I was talking to my buddy Daniel Blue of Wheel of Power Sports last night, and he was wearing a Traeger hat. And he was like, man, I really want to win that grill. Really want to win that grill. I know all y'all want to enter or win that grill, so make sure you get entered again. About 50 minutes to do that. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
I was listening to the Morning Rush, and I thought I heard the voice of angels.
Hi, I'm Bill Bolton of NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins. I started in this business in 1972 at an auction house that specialized in antique and estate jewelry, sterling silver, and coins. In that time, I've seen gold go from $35 an ounce to today's price of $1,683. I want to talk to you about the coins you may have inherited and how important it is to deal with someone who understands coins and this market. In 2011, we had a mother and daughter come into our store and sell us a lot of jewelry they no longer wore for $3,300. The daughter then pulled out an 1850 California $10 gold piece. Jeremy offered her $900 and she accepted his offer. He then advised her to have this coin graded. She did, and she sold it for $36,000. If you don't know what you have, please come see Jeremy in our Bentonville store. Don't sell it in an auction or an estate sale and get less money. What's in your safety deposit box could be worth thousands. NWA Gold, Silver, and Coins, Bentonville, Fayetteville.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space and it's loaded with technology. Only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off. Only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
When you want a beer, you go to a bar. When you want top shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars in an atmosphere befitting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items, including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites. Dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Jeff Clark in Fort Smith about Shelter's home insurance.
Winter is just around the corner. At AOG, we realize some customers are facing new challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. Our customer service team can offer you a wide array of payment options or direct you to utility payment assistance agencies in your area for help. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Fresh means fresh, as in no preservatives. That's right. If it's fresh, it doesn't need to be preserved. Try Jim's 100% premium Wisconsin cheese. Fresh whole milk mozzarella, wood smoked provolone, old world style Romano and Parmesan. The freshest all-you-can-eat salad bar in town. No preservatives and fresh every time. Fresh, Jim's Razorback Pizza. At the corner of Greenwood and Gary in Fort Smith.
You always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Well, he hits that hole. Upfield it goes. Watch out. McFadden at the 25, 15, 5, touchdown.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Got a bunch of calls and text already. 1 day out from Arkansas football on a Football Friday. And I'll tell you what, if you're not going to the game, there's one place you need to go and pick up some barbecue. That is Art's Barbecue and Burgers.
Yeah, and maybe you're headed to a high school game tonight in the area, or maybe you're just looking for a great spot to meet for lunch on a Friday. It's Catfish Friday at Art's Barbecue and Burgers. Their barbecue is the star of the show, but they got so many other great things on the menu that we constantly remind you about. Catfish being one of them. They have the catfish special today at lunch and dinner. They also have the all-you-can-eat Ty Richardson catfish special tonight. I think it's $14.99, something like that, for all the catfish you can eat. After about 4 or 5 full plates, they tell Ty he's had enough and that he can go.
Wade and Morgan kicked me out.
About 47 hush puppies in, they say, all right, you've had enough now. So, hey, head on over for Catfish Friday. Burgers tomorrow are $1 off because they do that on Saturday. They got several TVs in the restaurant, so if you're keeping up with the early games in college football, getting a burger in before the Arkansas game at 3, they can help you with that. Plus, they got drive-up service with their drive-through window, curbside service, and the Waiter app will bring it to you. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, next to Aaron's and Fort Smith.
First phone call of the morning goes to Ryan in Hot Springs. Ryan, you're on the morning rush, brother.
Well, I was just going to say y'all were worried about if they're going to be better or not, but as far as I'm concerned, they infinitely got better when they got Morris out of the building last year. You saw how, at least the first half, they were at least semi-competitive against LSU. And then you take on a Missouri team when you've got several players out with measles or whatever it was, and they were actually very competitive in that game. So I think that with this coaching staff, I think you're going to see. I won't necessarily predict a win, but I do think you're going to see a much better football team. And I don't think we get embarrassed like we did the last 2 years with the fake fair catch and the abysmal special teams against Auburn, where they did that little, I don't know what you call that pass, but
pass.
Yeah, as long as we don't see that, I'll be happy when we score a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
So,
Ryan, I think you're right, but don't we all need to see it to be able to really say it, to affirm it?
Well, when you get somebody like Barry Odom to come coach for your football team, I'm a little more optimistic because of knowing his pedigree and all that. So, I mean, you've literally got a head coach on your staff that's had some pretty good success in SEC football.
Yeah.
So,
and not to challenge your point, not to drag up John Chavis again, but maybe time had passed him by. But John Chavis had been around the league a little while.
Yeah, but
Odom
had more success recently too, though. So,
well, he also got fired.
Well,
what is with you being negative all
I'm not being negative. I'm just pointing out facts. Until we see it, we need to see it.
He got done dirty though at Missouri. So
I agree. He beats Arkansas and gets fired. I mean, think about that.
And then they celebrate the players.
They're going to pay for it.
Game.
They're going to pay for it. So.
Appreciate the call this morning, Ryan.
Ryan, good call.
Hey, you said a couple weeks ago I couldn't say that John Chavis was over the hill. You said that was grossly miscalculated for me to say that.
That he was over the hill?
I mentioned that a couple times. I mean, and the SEC had passed it by, and you said that, and then you came with me. Well, they didn't have any players.
They don't.
So now are you agreeing with me?
Didn't. No, I don't agree with you.
That
You're
Chavis
wrong.
was over the hill?
I mean, I can't agree with anyone that hadn't seen Rocky and thinks it's okay. I mean,
I'm watching it today.
You're the only guy in America that hasn't seen it.
Oh, man.
I mean, seriously.
You know what that called?
I'm just saying.
You know what that's called?
To say that. I mean, I'm just saying. We've said a lot of these things before in the transition from Bielema to Morris. Now we're saying a lot of the same things from Morris to Sam Pittman, and I think we're 98% right. I just need to see some proof and some affirmation before we just dive off head deep in the pool, Mr. 1-9. I mean, you can't have it both ways. Oh, well, I'm going to be over here on the safe edge at 1-9, blah, blah, blah. And then, this staff is implement better and John Chavis sucks. You can't do it both ways.
I'm so confused.
Well, it's confusing when you want to say Barry Odom and all this stuff and John Chavis over the hill and all of these major upgrades, but 1-9. So which is it?
I'm so confused this morning because
your takes don't match. So which is it?
You've jumped on what I've been saying for quite some time.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm so confused.
How are you confused?
Because
this is simply to follow. You haven't seen Rocky.
This is what. Okay, first of all, that's
John
called,
Chavis spent 30 years in the league.
Okay, first of all, that's called ad hominem when you bring up something that is completely separate from the argument and it try
but
to
it just
take away
adds
from
more
the,
credibility to what I'm saying.
No, it doesn't. It has nothing to do with that
it
at
has
all.
Absolutely everything.
Seeing Rocky has nothing to do with takes on. I've been saying
Jenkins, does it matter? Is it valid? Absolutely. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm in double team this morning. When it comes to, I've been saying this for months. I don't know why you're acting like I haven't been saying this. You're the one that keeps saying, "Oh, it's the coaching staff new doing this, doing that."
I'm
And I
absolutely
brought
in on
that
this.
up.
I say the biggest upgrade you've had is not Felipe Franks. It's not getting Rakeem Boyd. It's the coaching staff. I'm 1,000% on the coaching staff.
So why are you going back on that this morning?
I'm not going back. Get the potatoes out of your ears. I'm not going back on that. I'm just saying we need to see it on the field. I'm 98% there, but we've said a lot of these things before. That's the point. You brought up earlier, but we've been burned. We've been burned. Haven't we been burned?
I just feel like you're taking every argument that I've made the past couple months and now just like saying that you're on that point, even though I argued this.
Scrambling your brain on it.
I'm very confused. This is what I've been saying for months, and you kept blatantly disagreeing with me, and now we're one day out from the game, and you're all of a sudden flipping the script. Well, I don't understand if you're messing with me. If you actually believe this,
Stay tuned.
I'm just very confused. Very confused. I mean, someone help me out. Like, I have been the one saying this for months.
Saying what?
What you're just saying now, and you've been combating it at every turn.
Guys.
And then all of a sudden,
need to relax a little bit. Tomorrow's a game day.
I'm excited.
We have something new to talk about today. I mean, we've talked about everything else.
Arguing like this.
Very confused.
The day before a game.
You call Jerry Springer or Dr. Phil or something. Goodness gracious.
I'm just very, very confused. No, I mean, listen.
No, I got people on Andy and Mountain. Why do I always defend John Chavis? I just don't think you can say a guy that was around the league for 30 years just forgot how to coach all of a sudden. You know, that's been my point. Had a lot of success in a lot of places. So.
There's some guys that have been around for a while, and that doesn't listen. Some guys are very successful for a reason. It's not just coaching, but sometimes they just get in a good situation. Yeah. So John Chavis. So are we on the record now? You saying that John Chavis was over the hill because you just said it about 2 minutes ago.
I didn't say he was over the hill.
You said John Chavis might have been over the hill.
I did not say that.
Do we have to run back the tape?
Run it back.
Run
it back. I said maybe time had passed him by.
Okay, that's what you said. I apologize. Maybe time had passed him by. So that's
you can't even get it right.
It's like the exact same statement. Maybe time had passed by over the hill.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Did it or not?
I don't think he had the players to win here. No. You think he had the players to win?
See, does Odom have the players to win now?
No, he doesn't.
All right, we'll see about this coming up on the Morning Rush.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is Coach Muck, and you're listening to the Morning Rush.
Invest in your own backyard oasis with Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton's has everything you need. Semi-in-ground Doughboy pools, right now starting at $99.97, and upgrade now to a robotic cleaner valued at $600 for free. Check out the endless pools by Hot Springs, which allows you to swim all year long. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Sophia and Chris Garcia came to Arvest Bank looking to get a home loan. Let's hear what happens.
Chris and Sophia, thanks for choosing me as your lender in the Arvest Home for Me app. And now...
There's more paperwork to do.
Nope, I got the info you sent through the app. And now...
We wait to hear from someone at your main office.
No, now you're pre-qualified and ready to find your new home.
Wow.
And I'll be with you every step of the way.
That's...
helpful.
Very helpful.
Home loans made easy. Arvest Bank, ready to help. Equal housing lender.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford. Up to $12,000 off on 2020 Ford F-150s, and there's 40 to choose from. 2020 Ford Fusion, $1,000 rebate plus 0% for 72 months, and 2020 Ford Escape, $4,500 off or 0 for 60 months. The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade. Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
See the full line of Gravely mowers with 0% financing for 48 months at Bush Tractor in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Summertime is here. Let Art's Barbecue and Burgers keep you out of the kitchen with their great barbecue and burgers. $1 off all burgers every Saturday. All you can eat catfish on Fridays. And don't forget the ribs, pork sandwiches, and all the sides. Art's Barbecue and Burgers is following all the health guidelines in keeping you safe. Dine in or drive through available Tuesday through Saturday. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, helping your summer to be better. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, next to Aaron's on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Now that summer's almost over and the kids are back in school, make it a September to remember by getting that nicer, newer car you've been wanting at Rath Auto Resources. Hi folks, Larry Rath here, and I'm making it easy with discounts up to $4,300 on our great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles, each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, with used cars in short supply, I'll be giving up to $3,200 extra for trade-ins. Even if you're still making payments, we can help you get into your nicer, newer car now at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. We've become one of the top centers in the country by taking care of our customers and their cars better than anyone over the last 9 years, and by offering great deals like buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change starting at only $24.95. Don't wait any longer. Make it a September to remember with a nicer, newer car from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Adams skipping. Adams gets outside. Watch out. Hits the sideline. The Jet. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Subscribe to the Morning Rush podcast wherever podcasts are found.
30 minutes to enter the Traeger grill giveaway from Brad's Home Entertainment. This is a grill worth $1,200. It's got Wi-Fi technology. All you got to do is hit thatline.com/grill, and you can enter your chance to win.
If I enter under an alias, could I win then? Like, but you put in a fake name for me? We rig this thing?
You can do whatever you want.
Well, can we rig it somehow? I
was going to say,
I could use this grill.
I've been begging to do this thing for like a month, and I got
grill.
told, so I can put Leroy Jenkins then.
Something. We got to do something.
All right.
I mean, I only got 5 grills at the house. I think I need a 6th one. You know, I don't have one like this.
But you don't have this kind
I don't have a pellet grill.
Right.
This is awesome. So, 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes. Now, we're not going to announce the winner in 30 minutes, but you got 30 minutes to enter. We'll give the Traeger away sometime during the show this morning. Hey, is your home in Arkansas at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? They are offering Arkansas customers a no-cost-to-you program to increase your comfort and to lower your bills. Trained crews will perform an energy audit. Doesn't cost you anything. And if your home qualifies, the crews will return and install measures like attic insulation, LED light bulbs, weather stripping, power strips, and much, much more. The services provided through this program are no charge to qualifying homes. Hey, if you or someone you know could benefit from the Home Weatherization Improvement Program, call OG&E today, 1-800-272-9741. That's 800-272-9741.
Taking your calls and text all morning, 877-377-6963. The phone lines are lighting up already. Let's go to the phone lines and welcome in Mr. Danny, who is in Russellville, Arkansas, home of the Cyclones. Danny, you're on the Morning Rush, brother.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Danny.
I'll tell you what. I watched the special last night on Pig Trail Nation. Each and every one of the players they talked to will tell you that they are a better football team. Now, I know we hear that every year, but I feel like they really believe they're a better football team. But what are we going to have to see to make that real? I just want, like the old Army commercials, be all you can be. And I think we will see a better football team. And another thing they said was each offense and defense are much simpler this year. And I think that was a lot of our problem last year. We had a lot of players running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Yeah. Wouldn't you guys agree?
So, yeah, I do. I think it will be easier in this transition from that aspect. But, Danny, what specifically do we all need to be looking for to say, yeah, I see a step forward with the football program? Because it may not be on the scoreboard when you're playing a top 5 team. So what is it specifically you're looking for?
Well, I want to see them stay on the field, not 3 and out. And I want to see the defense get off the field. And the main thing I'm looking for is no stupid stuff, okay? No late hits on 3rd down when we're off the field. Stuff like that. Okay. No punt return debacles. When you got a guy for a tackle, make the tackle. Yeah. Just simple stuff. Yep. You know, be what you can be. We're not void of talent. We've been beaten by a Missouri team 5 years in a row that never gets as many 4 stars as we do, but somehow they beat us. So I want to see a smart football team. None of that stuff. 3rd and 23, and you get a late hit, and you had them off the field, but something dumb happened.
Or you call a screen pass, you know.
But anyway, guys, have a good day, and I can't believe we're actually going to have a game tomorrow. Yeah. It's here.
All right, enjoy
Thanks
it.
a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Danny.
Appreciate the call. And make sure, again, we will have Hog Reaction Arkansas Game Day. Arkansas Game Day begins with us at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Me and Tommy live at Randall Ford. And then Hog Reaction will be followed up in probably about an hour following the game with Matt Jenkins and Phil Elson. Then obviously the IMG pregame, the IMG postgame, and then the actual game will be here on the majority of the stations that you are listening to right now. When it goes back to the phone lines and welcome in Pig Suey into the conversation. Pig Suey, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Hey man, just want to make a couple points. I actually can agree with both of you guys, Ty and Tommy. I think, first of all, the Rocky analogy, I keep thinking of Rocky 1 where we're the classic underdog. We absolutely do not win the football game. But last year, where, during the Rocky movie, he loses the match, but yet he starts defending himself. And that's what I'm kind of thinking of, that we're actually got our arms up. Instead of just getting knocked in the face and slammed to the ground almost every down, we got our hands up, where we're actually offering some form of protection. Now, we don't get to the music part where we're starting punching back and then the match ends prematurely and we end up losing. We don't get to that point yet, but at least we got our hands up and we're not just, getting hit in the face. Now, I will say this. I think, Ty, your prediction of 1-9, I think that's good because that's optimism. I mean, personally, I think we're going 0-10. But the Razorbacks, I think the analogy is it's kind of like your own child. I mean, when you grow up in the state, you got a kid that's maybe terrible at sports, but you got to show up. You got to be there. You got to support the team no matter what. Now, it's a different story paying and giving money to the booster club and stuff like that. But, I mean, heck, we all pay the cable bill, right? The $100 cable bill every month to watch the Hogs. If the Hogs weren't on TV, then I think 90% of us would no longer pay that cable or satellite bill. But I just want to make those two thoughts. And but no, one other point I was going to make. You talk about John Chavis. I keep kind of looking back. He's a 30-year career. We need a word for it, kind of similar to Nolan Richardson, where Nolan Richardson was backed in the corner. And I think there's one thing I can personally contend with, because I live in Fort Smith, and trying to have a medical sales job in Fort Smith, you got to go out there and fight. Like, if I don't go out here and fight, this job's going to be gone. I don't live in a big metropolitan area. I mean, compared to Dallas reps, so I got to go out there and fight each and every day. And I think Nolan Richardson did that. You got to have a chip on your shoulder, but there reaches a point in time when you reach some success, and it's like, man, I'm just not going to fight as hard as I did. And I think that's the point where John Chavis, he could see the extra effort wasn't going to be worth the net result. And so what do? You just skate, and ultimately we have the performance that we had last year. And we need a word for that, where coaches, they're fighting, they're grinding, and then they hit success, and it's like, okay, I can coast.
Plateau.
And they no longer give it their all.
Plateau, a good word. Pig Suey.
Sunset.
So,
thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, absolutely,
Thanks.
man. So, yeah, when it comes to that conversation, I think I think when you get a certain point of success, and I've always wondered about this. So right now, 25 years old, been doing radio since I was sophomore in college, and I've had to scrape, claw, and continuously bust my butt to continue to put on what I consider is a good radio show for you guys every morning. But I'm wondering in 10, 15, 20 years, still doing sports radio, if I'm going to have that same type of mentality. And Pig Suey, what I think you're bringing up is when you reach a certain level of success, you lose that desire, you lose that point where what got you there is still burning. And that's not applicable to everyone, depending on the profession. But you mentioned you're in pharmaceutical sales. That's what my father was in. That's what my grandfather was in. Grandfather worked for Pfizer. Dad worked for GlaxoSmithKline. He's now working for another company. And I never had that desire to do that. You have to have a absolute burning desire to be in college football, specifically a defensive coordinator in the SEC.
And that's what separates the Sabans of the world and everybody else, right? Because he doesn't do it for the money anymore. He's got all the money he needs, So why is he? It's that burning desire to win. It's that other championship. It's the influencing lives. It's all of those things. So that's why that elite 0.1% on the upper crust is wired different. It's just they are. So, I mean, not everybody's wired that way. And we've seen coaches come and go that, you get comfortable financially, you win enough that you got some security, and, hey, back off a little bit. So you get to near the finish line. You can smell the finish line in your career. I'm going to retire. I need 3 more years. Well, you're going to grind for those 3 years knowing, hey, the seeds I plant today, I'll never see those trees tomorrow. I mean, it's hard for some people to put the effort in for something they're never going to reap the reward off of.
Yeah,
but you got a coach here that's getting an opportunity with Sam Pittman to do something he's worked 25 years to get to this point to have a chance to do.
A lot of motivation in that locker room right now, a ton of it, whether it's the team, whether it's the coaches. You got a lot of that in that locker room. And to your point about being different, Saban being cut from his own cloth, isn't it fortunate for you that you hired a guy from Little Rock that's built different? Isn't that fortunate from you?
Oh, Jenkins was from BB.
Jenkins is from BB. Oh. Your co-host is from Little Rock.
Oh, Phil?
people from BB are built different.
You are.
You
my
daggum
friend,
right.
Built different.
I don't know why you even looked at my belly when you said that.
You are
I don't know why you looked down.
Oh, man. All right, 877-377-6963. Back to the phone lines. Home of the Mohawks. Mr. Kagan is in Pickett. Kagan, what's the score going to be tomorrow, buddy?
Man, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm sure Georgia's gonna win it. I mean, y'all know the talent they got and this and that. I don't think it's gonna be a 26 or 24 point spread like they're saying. I'm gonna go out on here and I'm gonna say Georgia 27, Arkansas 17, and that wouldn't be that bad, of a loss. That'd be kind of keeping up with them and stuff, but. I mean, the defense is good. I don't think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. I think both teams are going to make mistakes on both sides of the ball. I mean, I'm sure, ball security is going to be an issue. Not necessarily with us, but they got a freshman quarterback. I mean, the guy can run and this and that. But like I say, I don't think it's going to be just a blowout. And if it is, hey, I've been wrong before. But either way, it's finally Friday. Got my keg in the freezer, 32 degrees in there, and we're ready to get this thing rolling. And go Hogs, baby. Go Hogs.
I love it, Kagan. What kind of beer is it, buddy? What kind of beer you got in there?
Michelob Ultra.
There you go. We're going to call you Kegan today, though. We're going to change your name slightly.
Hey, buddy.
Call you
Kegan.
Kegan.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Friday, man. Thank the Lord we made it one more day and we watched some Hog ball.
Happy pumping on that keg there.
Man, I appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate the call this morning.
Kagan's getting married soon. He's having a bachelor party at Deer Camp this weekend to watch the game. So
when is the last time?
Good for Kagan.
You have,
or Kegan, as I just called him, renamed him.
When is the last time you've had a keg?
Well, I mean, at the bar you have draft beer all the time, but been to a kegger? It's been a while. It's been a while.
We went on this trip one time in our Airbnb. We went on we're just, how you look around your Airbnb when you open the garage door and there's just this empty keg out there. Just this empty keg. We pulled it up. I was like, is there any beer in here? And we're shaking it around. It's like,
how old would it be? Yeah.
I don't know where it was.
But you were willing to find out if it wasn't
100%. Yeah, we would have at least tried it to that point. So that's definitely hopefully Kagan has fun this weekend as far as that concerned. And he brings up a good point. Just kind of the expectation you have for this game tomorrow. By the way, we'll mention this. We haven't done it yet. Pac-12's coming back. 7 games scheduled this upcoming college football season. It's going to begin November the 6th, and they're going to have their Pac-12 championship December 18th. We'll mention that again, but you guys don't really care about the Pac-12. I just wanted to make sure we got that in there. But when it comes to this football game tomorrow, what is the expectation for Georgia, for Arkansas, and for Sam Pittman? Georgia fans are expecting them to travel to Fayetteville and just swamp you, just beat the living tar out of you. But if you're an Arkansas fan, what are you expecting? You got a coach that was there the last 4 years that has a pretty good understanding of the roster. You're playing a new quarterback. Now, I know you have a new quarterback, new OC, new DC, but you're playing a new quarterback. It's either going to be Mathis or Daniels. Probably going to be Mathis, even though that technically Daniels hasn't not been cleared yet. So I'm wondering the expectation for you listening this morning. It's 877-377-6963. What should be the expectation for this game tomorrow?
I think the expectation should be control the controllables. I think that's what
Danny laid out.
Yeah, control pre-snap penalties. Don't on defense give them the first down on 3rd and 4 by biting on their hard snap count. Don't on 3rd and 1 commit a false start penalty. Don't line up in an illegal formation. Those are the things you can control. Danny talked about other penalties that keep you from getting off the field defensively. Control the controllables. So don't make mistakes that are self-inflicted. That's the first thing I want to see, is not a rash of those. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. There's going to be zero. You've had enough practice time, enough weeks of going over it to, I think you can expect to not have a lot of those. So that's the first thing I want to see, is control what you can control. Georgia doesn't have anything to do with your false starts or your being offsides. So just don't do those type of silly things. Have the right substitutes on the field so Sam Pittman doesn't have to burn a timeout because the wrong personnel group's there, or you only have 10 on the field defensively or on a special teams play. Those type of things where you're not wasting a timeout. So those are simple. Those are things you can control. Those are things that Georgia can't take away from you by being bigger, faster, stronger.
Text in here from James Parnell. He says, teach and execute fundamentals in the practice and in the game. Got another text out of the 501 that's just saying, just compete.
Yeah.
Play hard.
Be physical. That's one thing we've preached about. Clay's going to be on here in 15 minutes, and I know he's going to talk about toughness and being physical. That's one thing Sam is here to do. Coach Pittman has preached about that, talked about this has got to be a tougher, more physical team. Now, we're going to have to watch to evaluate that. That doesn't show up in a box score. There's not a toughness stat. Now, you might say, well, yeah, it's third down conversions. Perhaps. Maybe it's rushing yards. Perhaps. But, we need to see a tougher, more physically gifted team in the trenches. So that's one thing that I think you can control a little bit.
Text from Caleb and Dardanelle talking about just kind of his weekly mindset. Monday through Tuesday, he's just like, man, I hope they just can compete and not quit. Wednesday through Thursday, I think we'll be able to compete and keep it close. Friday and Saturday, I can't wait for the Hogs to win this game.
They're going to win.
So, Hogs by 90. That's what he was texting in. I think a lot of you take up that mentality when it comes to Arkansas football. Back to the phone lines, 877-377-6963. Mr. Rod is on I-40, wants to jump in on the conversation. Rod, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Tommy's right. We fell for all kinds of stuff before. I am a little excited because we have an offensive coordinator that I've actually heard of before. I remember calling you guys when Chad Morris first got hired. I'm like, great, they hired Chad Morris. Who is he? I mean, I had to find Clemson on a map. I knew Clemson was, but I didn't know he'd been there. I knew about SMU, but, that's SMU, for God's sake. What I'd like to know is has the team really bought into the philosophy? I want to see a well-planned execution. I want to see a game plan. Any plan is better than no plan, even a bad one. We've really been sold a bill of goods for years, and by different people. And thank God Jeff Long is no longer here. But I just want to see a well-prepared team. That's it. I want to see execution. It doesn't have to be complicated, 999 moves in one play. I don't care about that stuff. If they line up and the spacing's right, everything's right, I know if it looks right. And I'll be kind of happy with that. But I think this team is a heck of a lot better than we're giving them credit for. I'm going to stand by that 31-28. But that's what Georgia winning, though. That irritates me.
Did you say 31? Yeah. Did you say 31-28?
Yeah.
You got the Hogs losing by 3. There would be a lot of excited people on it. Disappointed, but excited people if your prediction's accurate.
Yeah, I think this time we might actually have a coordinator that can walk and chew gum at the same time. That would be really refreshing, right?
If that happened, if they went 31-28 Saturday, what is the reaction from the 1-9 camp, Ty? If the game was 31-28 and you lost by a field goal, what is the reaction? Because I can just see it already. You're going to win 5 now. You're going to win 6.
I'm saying that?
I'm just saying the 1-9 camp.
I mean, how
I don't think you would even believe if you held the number 4 team in the country to a 3-point game, you would believe we're only going to win 1. I mean, you may not say it because your pride isn't going to let you back off your opinion, but I don't think even deep down you would think if that played out, and I don't believe it will.
I'm the most humble radio host in the entire United States. Pride has nothing to do with it. Broad, appreciate the call this morning.
You would even believe. Now, I don't believe that's going to happen, but there would be a lot of excited people if Rod's prediction was accurate.
I think if you keep it close, I don't even
think it has to be 3. I think if you're within 10, 14, a lot of people are going to be excited about the possibilities over the next 9
You could even make a debate 21 points depending on
how the game
went
through. There'd be a lot of victory
through.
predictions for Mississippi State, I would gather.
I wonder if the football power index for ESPN would go more, because right now it's like 50-something. I think it's 50.5. Arkansas 49.5.
Let's just call it 50-50.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, let's just call it 50-50.
Let's not, because Arkansas is technically favored by the football power index in that football game. But I think I would have to readjust and recalibrate my expectations if they were to hold Georgia by 3. But do you think that's going to happen?
No, I don't believe that'll happen.
I
I just but weird things can happen week one in a weird season like this. That may not be great indicators of what's going to happen the rest of the journey this year.
And I don't.
And we still don't know what players may or may not be available for both teams. We're going to find out more. Now, Sam gave us some information.
Yeah, let's go and play that.
Yeah, we hadn't gotten to that yet. Sam gave us some details that he feels good about it. He's given us some signs.
Yeah, here's the COVID numbers that Sam Pittman was talking about yesterday.
I feel good about our numbers, and yes, there'll be some guys that won't be able to play, but I feel good about our numbers and where we are right now with COVID. Now, we still have a few test results that are not back yet from our Wednesday test. We tested this morning, so we won't get those back until probably about noon tomorrow. As of right now, I feel real good about our players' health and safety who have contacted COVID and about our numbers going into the game.
Now, that is the politically correct, as Hunter Yurchek answered when I asked him last week, way of saying that we are going to have some players missing. Now, that being said, Tommy, it matters who those guys are, as we talked about. So, and listen, there's going to be some disappointment from both Razorback fans and Georgia Bulldogs fans before the games even start because of what? There's going to be guys out there that are like, where's so-and-so? And he's just not out there, which is unfortunate and one of the byproducts of what you're having to deal with right now with COVID-19. But at least you get college football. It's going to be difficult. And as Tommy and I both know, as every one of you listening know, it's going to be a lot more tough for the Arkansas Razorbacks dealing with guys that are out that are a part of that depth chart, a part of the two deep, than it will be for Kirby Smart's Georgia Bulldogs.
Yep. So we'll just have to see who those players are and what impact they have on their team. And, obviously teams for the most part are not going to give up that information a day or two before the game. So we'll just have to see tomorrow. And that's why, we'll be talking to Clay coming up in a minute. And, yes, Clay, we know you've been doing it for years, but we're going to be paying more attention to roll call now more than ever because it's just more interesting now more than ever. So
Lance in Auburn texts in. He says, I just don't want people to feel sorry for us. I'm sick of hearing bless your heart. I'm absolutely sick of it.
I'm with you, Lance.
I think that's been a statement that's been echoed from the SEC Network to Sirius XM to across the entire United States about Arkansas football. And listen,
it feels like we've been patted on the head, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like you lose by, like when you were a kid and you lost a big-time Little League game by like 15 runs, and, oh, bless your heart, little Tommy, bless your heart. No, shut up. We want to change this. Yeah. Hopefully they start tomorrow afternoon.
Let me sulk for a while. Yeah. Hey, Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in Northwest Arkansas. You've got a CDL license without an automatic restriction, and you want to be home every night. You want to work with a great company that offers great pay, great benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities. You can apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an inclusive, diverse group of individuals looking to employ individuals who are interested in similar career paths. And they welcome minorities and females to apply as well. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Like Tommy said, Clay Henry joins us next. Got a call, got a text, 877-377-6963.
Are you ready to take the next step? Want to make
At Franksboro Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
A little girl asked me one time, Pastor, does the devil have a mother? I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second, yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
You can be the hero of the office. Just go to hitthatline.com and enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch contest button, give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for all your work buddies. The Hardee's Lunch Bunch from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch and dinner. Open 7 days a week, both on the open-air patio and air-conditioned dining room for your safety and comfort. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 till 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today. 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford. Up to $12,000 off on 2020 Ford F-150s, and there's 40 to choose from. 2020 Ford Fusion, $1,000 rebate, plus 0% for 72 months. And 2020 Ford Escape, $4,500 off, or 0 for 60 months. The biggest selection, the best prices, and more for your trade. Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Partly to mostly sunny sky today. Our high this afternoon, upper 70s to low 80s. Mainly clear sky tonight. And overnight low will drop down into the upper 50s. We're right back to sunshine on Saturday. Our high low to mid 80s. And Sunday, sunny skies. Our high right around 80 to 85. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, it's Zach Ards. Make sure to tune in to Ruskin and Zach every weekday afternoon from 3 to 7 on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
You're causing a major disturbance on my time.
If I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time?
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station. Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there ain't but one Razorback. Number one.
This is The Morning Rush.
Borderline erotic. With Ty Richardson.
Sunshine. That's cool. I can dig it.
And Tommy Kraft.
Do I look happy?
What's wrong?
Lloyd!
The Morning Rush starts right now.
One day out from Arkansas football taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. And we've asked the question already this morning. Many of you had answered at 877-377-6963. What qualifies as a successful outing for Sam Pittman's ball club tomorrow against Georgia at 3 o'clock? And we will ask Clay Henry that question coming up shortly here on the Morning Rush.
We are brought to you by World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH, with football in our state kind of officially getting underway in just, 30 hours or so, something like that. You need great TV, but you also need TV on the go. There's going to be a lot of guys that can't go to the game tomorrow because of tickets, but are going to the Deerwoods because bow season opens this weekend. So there's a lot of hunters out there. Gun season going to be in November. The new tailgater systems are in at World of Wireless. This allows you to take TV anywhere you go, to your tailgate, to the camping grounds, to deer camp. Call World of Wireless. They got the new Playmaker tailgater system. Easy to use, easy to set up, models that can handle 2 TVs at once. So you can watch the Hogs game, and then you can watch the other SEC games that are on, whether it's the 2:30 game on CBS or an ESPN game and the SEC Network game at once. 877-305-DISH for WOW, World of Wireless.
So, Clay, what does constitute as a successful outing for Arkansas football and Sam Pittman tomorrow?
A victory. You win the game. That's what they have that scoreboard for. You win the game, it's a success, and that's that's the bottom line. Win the game. Now, beyond that, I think it's for each person it'll be different what they think and how the game goes, and is the team efficient and is the game management good? You're judging a first-year head coach. What do you think? You compared him to what you saw the last 2 years. Do you see smoothness in the way things are operated? Do you see special teams that look like they're disciplined and missed assignments all the way around? Those are things that people will decide. Beyond the scoreboard, I think you have to understand that you're playing the number 4 team that probably is going to have the best defense in the country. Best defense in the country. Just think about that. It's the kind of defense that can win a national championship. And we were predicting scores last week. Tommy, you predicted a score, and I got to thinking about and looked through the scores, and the consensus was something like 38-10.
Mm-hmm.
You look back through what Georgia has done to teams, over the last 3-4 years under Kirby Smart. There's been a lot of shutouts. I mean, if you don't have a rip-roaring offense, they don't just beat you. They put a 0 up there on the scoreboard. So you have to understand that when you look at the scoreboard. But a success would be a victory, Ty. That's the bottom line.
And I think a lot of people are hoping special teams can either set up a short field and a score, or hoping maybe Treylon Burks can get a great return. Special teams can do something, because I think you're right that there's not a lot of hope that this defense is pretty stingy for Georgia. Maybe something late happens in the game after it's 30-something to 3, and you get what a lot of people would call a garbage touchdown. But I think I said 36-10, and you said 31-14. Pretty similar outlooks on the ball game tomorrow.
Yeah, as far as offense being able to just take the ball and go 80 against them, I just don't think that'll happen. You can break a play, and you got the ultimate breakaway threat in Rakeem Boyd, and I think Treylon Smith is too. But there's not many teams that break away against that defense. They've had great safeties, and LeCompte is a great player at safety. They had J.R. Reed last year, and they loaded at safety, and that's what keeps you from making any long plays. But we don't really know. I mean, as far as what my expectations, Ty, this is a season because of no spring practice, and we didn't get to watch spring practice, so we don't have any feel for Kendall Briles' offense other than what he's done in the past. We don't know exactly what this offensive line is going to be like. We've known that it's been inept for a number of years, and you just snap your fingers and magically these new coaches, they've had 2 scrimmages, and not all of the offensive linemen were out there for the scrimmages because of COVID quarantine. We didn't get that list, but I know for a fact that that they've been in and out of practice, especially in the offensive line. You put 18 guys around, and one of them gets COVID. Well, all at once you got a lot of guys in quarantine. So this is a season when same thing's probably going on at Georgia, but I don't know that. But there's just not any way to have a gauge on what's going to happen and what it's going to look like. There's not a tune-up game. You didn't get to play, a game from a Mountain West school or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have that to. Okay, let's ease into this first year with Sam Pitt. No, Georgia's coming, and it is not just a typical Georgia team. I think it's going to be a really good Georgia team.
Yeah, you mentioned number 1 score defense in the country last year, number 1 rushing defense in the country this past season. I know everyone's excited about Rakeem Boyd. I know that everyone's excited at what looks to be a rejuvenated offensive line, but it can't be fixed day one. You mentioned no spring ball. You mentioned that this team has only had 2 scrimmages. I mean, there are a lot of different reasons why you're not going to have just immediate success tomorrow. But what I want to make clear at 7:07 on a Friday morning, Clay, is that doesn't mean that this team can't turn around. Even if the game doesn't go their way tomorrow, which many of us expect it not. You mentioned with Hogs Illustrated, the 38-10 average score. That is what I've said all week, that Georgia's going to beat them 38-10. That doesn't mean that you can't have a successful season just because you get beat pretty good the first game. And I want to, you're going to have some Hog fans that jump off the ship immediately, which I hope doesn't happen after the first game tomorrow if it doesn't go their way. And, here we go again. Well, guys, that's not the case, y'all. It's Georgia. It's a top 5 team in the country and one of the best defenses in the country. I mean, Lanning in his second season as DC, he is in a hellacious defensive coordinator. You got Monty Rice at the linebacker position. You mentioned Richard LeCompte at the safety position. They got some guys up front that are studs. I mean, 7 players on Georgia's roster defensively are on the All-SEC team. 7. So, I mean, this is not going to be a cupcake game tomorrow. Exactly. I mean, it is not going to be a walk in the park whatsoever.
And the reverse of that's true, guys. I mean, if Arkansas kept this closer than expectations, because we still don't know what players are missing for Georgia. So maybe Arkansas that doesn't mean you're going to win 5 either. So, I mean, this is a barometer in a lot of ways, but it doesn't necessarily predict how the season's completely going to go over the next 9.
And, Clay, what we spoke to yesterday is that this is not like the barometer game for Arkansas. We'll talk about this more coming up, what the barometer game is, but tomorrow's game, Clay, is not the barometer game for Arkansas. We'll continue on this conversation, also get into your SEC update and just kind of some statistics with Arkansas, Georgia, that I think you'll be a little bit surprised at when it comes to this conversation.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and enjoy fall this year. We have got some great fall weather, and fall camping is here. Luxury brands you can depend on. Camping with Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe from Wheels RV. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, relax and know your RV will stay on the road and stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
A lot more coming up here on the Morning Rush. Chime in 877-377-6963.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Yeah, boss, I kind of like that.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
This is Brett Good, former Razorback and Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. Everyone loves to be on a winning team. That is why I have joined Henderson Phillips Employer Solutions. Henderson Phillips can help you tackle all your employee benefit, health insurance, and staffing management solutions. Plus, I can help you with any commercial or personal insurance need. Come join my team at Henderson Phillips. Call me, Brett Good, at 479-651-2292. That's 651-2292.
Breeden RV's 2020 blowout sale was a huge success, and now they need more trailers. Due to the massive shortage in good, clean, pre-owned RVs, they will pay top dollar for your RV. So if you don't get to use your RV as much as you like, don't worry. Breeden RV's here to buy it, or they can even consign it for you. They also have the newest models from Thor, Forest River, Coachman, and many more arriving daily. They can take care of you on your service needs, and for the month of September, get 10% off all parts and accessories. The best camping weather is just around the corner, so stop by Breeden RV on Alma Highway in Van Buren and start living your best life today. See dealer for details.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there is a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
General Pallets and Crates understands the current market conditions may be affecting your business, and they want to remind you they're here to help. With fully stocked warehouses and high volume capacity, they utilize the newest technology to keep your business moving in the right direction with quick 48 to 72 hour turnarounds. At General Pallets and Crates, they take pride in manufacturing superior shipping and packaging products. So see why more businesses are working with the region's most trusted pallet, crate, and stake company, General Pallets and Crates, serving Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, and Kansas.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Miss Anna's on Towson is quickly becoming one of Fort Smith's favorite haunts. We're now serving breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Blue Plate specials served Monday through Friday. And don't forget about 99-cent Pie Tuesday. So whether you're craving some of our great kickin' chicken or one of our world-famous desserts, Miss Anna's is the place to be. 5001 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, 649-6300. That's 649-6300.
Now that summer's almost over and the kids are back in school, make it a September to remember by getting that nicer, newer car you've been wanting at Rath Auto Resources. Hi folks, Larry Rath here, and I'm making it easy with discounts up to $4,300 on our great selection of Rath road-ready vehicles. Each one hand-picked and reconditioned in our Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, with used cars in short supply, I'll be giving up to $3,200 extra for trade-ins. Even if you're still making payments, we can help you get into your nicer, newer car now at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. We've become one of the top centers in the country by taking care of our customers and their cars better than anyone over the last 9 years. And by offering great deals like buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change starting at only $24.95. Don't wait any longer. Make it a September to remember with a nicer, newer car from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
McFadden pulls up down the middle. Peyton Hillis, touchdown Arkansas.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
The only thing that I watch on Facebook is the Morning Rush. That's it.
Going to get into our SEC update coming up here on the Morning Rush. Want to remind everyone, Dave Neal of the SEC Network is going to be joining us at 8 o'clock this morning of Raycom Sports, Jefferson Pilot Sports, and now with the SEC Network. Really excited to catch up with him. We'll continue on this Arkansas conversation. We do need to talk about the Pac-12 a little bit more. Tommy Jenkins and I were discussing that during the break, how that's going to impact the college football season overall.
Hey, invest in your own backyard oasis this fall with Burton Pools and Spas. It is hot tub season. It's a little foggy and misty out there this morning. What a great morning it would be to sit in your hot tub, kind of wake up, cup of coffee, listening to the Morning Rush, get your day going. What a great way to start any day. Hot tubs start as low as $28.95. That includes delivery, the cover, startup chemicals, everything you need to start reducing stress, ease muscle pain, get a better night's sleep, stay healthier, just relax. Plus, you can check out the Endless Pool Fitness Systems. They have those as well. Great way to exercise. You can ask more about those at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, or look online first at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, they are your source for backyard fun.
Before we get into any of that, we have to take this call on 7/17 on a Friday morning. The guy that's been excited for Arkansas football, it is Mr. Eddie in Clarksville, home of the Panthers. Eddie, you're on the Morning Rush, man. The floor is yours.
Good morning, gentlemen. And I'll make it quick. As I woke this morning, and then in a distance, I could hear the bell rumble. And for this football program and members of this team, tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, that bell is going to be ringing. And the question is, are you going to answer the bell and come to play? Because if you do, unlike most, I believe you're going to compete in this game. And number two, I went to my recipe cabinet, and I got up to brew up what I call to get the ingredients, what I call for some hog jubilee and some hog delight. And ingredient number one, I put in that bowl. Number one, offensive line, listen up, make your block, sustain your ground. We cannot have, again, repeated missed blocks and compete in this game. You got a quarterback that cannot be on his rear end all game long. Make that block. Are you talking about defense for Georgia? Well, we got some dudes, too, on that defensive line. And I want to start with Mr. Xavier Kelly. Sir, you come hungry. Number two, I want to address Mr. Mateo Solly. You come to play, sir. I want to address Dorian Jarl. Sir, you come thirsty and get to that quarterback. And I want a newcomer, Mr. Coach. You come to play. You come thirsty as well. And you put that quarterback on the rear end. For these linebackers, ingredient number three, you plug those running lanes. And when they come across that line of scrimmage, you pump them. And in secondary, all game long, you cannot give up. Wake up out there. Make the play. Make the coverage. And don't stay away from the big play. For these receivers, like Mr. Kelly, address Trey Knox. I want to address Mr. Woods. I want to address Traylon Burks. Make the catch in the clutch. You've got the quarterback that's going to get you the ball. And that is the recipe. And here's another ingredient. When you get in the red zone, stay away from the turnover. We got to come away with points in the red zone. On third down conversion, we cannot go 0 for 10 over how many times you touch the ball and not convert third downs. Gentlemen, that's the recipe to compete in this game. I just gave it to you. For the fan base, you come thirsty. And just maybe on that measured stick come Saturday afternoon after the game, we make some movement on that stick and maybe even come away with a win. So fan base, come ready. Have your bows out. Thank you for taking my call.
That's going to do it for Mr. Eddie in Clarksville. Eddie, appreciate it. Clay, are you as hyped and excited as Mr. Eddie in Clarksville?
I'm gonna temper that just a hair.
Just a hair?
I'm gonna wait till about 2:58 to hit that peak. I don't want to peak too early.
That's the key thing there.
So.
I mean,
you only got so much.
You can't sustain that.
There's only so much gas in the tank. You can't run out of gas before game time.
Yeah, you're peaking.
Yeah, Eddie Sutton says you want to hit that magic level. You know, you want to hit it at game time. You don't want to hit it. 30 hours out. I mean, it's just hard. Now, Eddie, he'll be at a different level come 3 o'clock. I mean, his level. You know, I've actually been around Eddie just before a game. It's a sight to behold. I mean, it is. Bo Mattingly and I met with Eddie. I think it was at an Arkansas-Texas A&M game at AT&T Stadium. Went down and found him in the stands and talked to him. And when we walked up and we started visiting, the people around were like, "Oh my gosh, that is Eddie." Mm-hmm. There was some whispering going on that might be Eddie from Clarksville. And then when we walked up, that was kind of affirmation that this is the real deal. And we found him with binoculars, and it's something to watch.
Clay,
I mean that in the best way possible.
Can you imagine the opportunity to watch a game? More likely on TV would be the way to do this with Eddie in a home environment or somewhere where it could be unfiltered. You weren't worried about disturbing those around you in the row front or behind or the exact. Can you imagine Eddie unfiltered?
You better have your mouthpiece in, and you better have your chin strap snapped.
Didn't y'all have?
That might be something we should do: is get Eddie and arrange this.
No, I don't think I have it in me. I don't.
I think we should bring him to the Norfolk River and bring him to your house, and we could have a watch party at your house.
Well, we'll put. We'll make sure we have a room with rubber walls.
Oh man, I remember my brother was ecstatic when he got to meet Eddie in Oxford, Mississippi. Was that this past season? Yeah, this past season. So the elation on my brother's face when he took a selfie with Eddie in Clarksville was undeniable. So I'll put that out on social media so y'all can see that. But
Brandon in Paris is calling Eddie in Clarksville a strong cup of coffee.
I would
that's a good analogy there, Brandon.
Clay, didn't y'all have?
That's
him?
not. That's you don't.
That's
the label
espresso.
on that. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't. It's not medium roast.
No.
It's not medium roast. That's what I'm drinking right now. It's medium roast. Oh boy.
So.
Yeah, and gotta love him. I mean, it is. And if we hadn't have him on today, it wouldn't be right. So I'm glad he called.
For those watching our video stream, I'm holding up the picture of Clay and Eddie in Jerry World in Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Clay, that's a great picture of you, by the way. I want to give you credit for that.
Yeah, I've gone downhill since then, right? That's what happens watching this defense for the last few years.
Degenerative.
Now, y'all, Clay, if I remember correctly, y'all had him on the program when Bo was doing the show, right? Like he came in.
He came up. We were doing a remote at a hamburger place in town, and he drove up just to be with us, and it was a packed house. And I believe Quinn Grovey was there, and he got to meet Quinn Grovey, and I was just like, oh my gosh! And he's like, Eddie looked over at me. He says, "This is royalty." Royalty. I said, yeah, I appreciate you thinking about that. He said, no, I'm talking about Quinn, not you. I was joking, too. I knew he was talking about Quinn. But he's like, no, I'm talking about Quinn.
Taking some great calls this morning, like Mr. Eddie in Clarksville. It's 877-377-6963 if you want to chime in. Going to the home of the Purple Dogs. Ben is in Fayetteville. Ben, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Hey, guys. Hey, I got an idea. If Eddie doesn't have a cardboard cutout, I'll happily buy one for him. I think his cardboard cutout will be louder than the rest of them in the stadium. And I think we could probably do some kind of fundraising. I know Eddie had a loss in his family last year, the year before, and I would think some cardboard cutouts of Eddie, they should be pretty damn intimidating.
We could have the whole first row as Eddie.
Yes.
If you had a front row of Eddie,
the whole front row.
I don't even think the coronavirus wants to tangle with Eddie.
No.
I mean,
that's a good
give
point,
me
Ben.
a break.
Yeah.
I would happily buy one. I'll pay for Eddie's cutout at the stadium.
Ben,
you give me the info. I'll get.
Ben, who would the coronavirus be more afraid of, Eddie in Clarksville or Miss Lisa in Northeast Arkansas?
Eddie.
I think Eddie, being from Clarksville, will fight dirtier.
I don't know. Miss Lisa, I think, could
shot
get you in the bottom of the pile and twist your face mask and maybe a few other things.
I think we need to ask Chuck about that as a former
You
Clarksville
give me
resident.
some info on how I can get an Eddie cutout. I'll pay for it for the stadium. It's worth it. It's worth every penny of it.
By the way, I got several texts, and Ben, appreciate the call this morning. Got several
good
texts
call, Ben.
from friends last night, them sending me their cutouts in the stadium. I know
Yeah.
Jenkins paid for one. Did you pay for one?
I have not.
Okay, so my friend Jeff Taylor
Tightwad.
had over at yeah, I understand. Jeff Taylor, and I mean, you know me, I'm frugal as it gets, so I of course didn't pay for one, but. Friend Jeff put one in that he's got his Cardinals gear on. I know I've gotten others of people screaming and yelling of theirs in the stadium. It's really cool to see that happen, that they finally came through. And again, they were listening to the Morning Rush because we advocated for that for weeks.
I thought Ruskin had a great question earlier this week. How many of the cardboard cutouts leave at halftime? So did they remove any of them at halftime in traditional Razorback spirit?
Hopefully none. So
yeah, we did a show where you said who would be your cutout, and I said my father. And I immediately got, I guess one of my daughters is on her way to school, and I immediately got a text that says, no, we'll put you, Dad, holding a brown trout. We want you, a cutout of you in the stadium, you holding up a brown trout. So that's the only picture it can be. So I don't know about having a picture of a brown trout in the stadium.
And we'd have to Photoshop it so everybody could see the fish. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can do that. That's been done before, right?
Oh, man. All right, back to the phone lines, 877-377-6963, talking about this Arkansas football game, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs tomorrow. We'll go to the phone lines and welcome in Robert in Harrison. Big game for the Goblins tonight, taking on the Ozark Hillbillies. Robert, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
That's right, and my son has a Harrison Hogs game tomorrow, 4th grade.
Let's go.
All right.
It was good to hear from Eddie, and reality really set in Friday before game day. And you think about you guys, you go all the way back to when everything shut down, College World Series shut down. Tomorrow, the Razorbacks play football. From when everything shut down till right now, you guys have done a great job. Provided excellent entertainment to Northwest Arkansas on the radio. Didn't miss a day. I look forward to the Morning Rush every day. And that says a lot. When there's nothing going on and everybody can tune into you guys and enjoy the show, I just want to congratulate y'all because love the show. Everybody in Northwest Arkansas loves the show. Keep it up.
Robert, thanks for that call. Calls like that are what keep us getting up early and doing what we do. And
no, that's not what does it. It's that paycheck. Thank you, Tommy.
Well,
it's going to make me emotional on a Friday.
I'm telling you, as Robert was talking about that, it made me think about kind of the emotional side of this, and not what we do, but just the emotional side for all of us as sports fans. And I think it will be a little bit emotional tomorrow to see Arkansas play, and just because it's a symbol of somewhat normalcy. I mean, that's, as Robert was describing things there and just what we've been through together collectively, all of us in this Morning Rush community and as sports fans in our lives and our kids going to school. I mean, just all the things we deal with on a daily basis at work, at school, at home, in life. just having the symbolism of college football and being able to watch and enjoy and go however you will consume the game tomorrow is a sense of normalcy for us that I think will be somewhat emotional on some level for all of us tomorrow.
Yeah, it will be for me, for sure. And I'll just I'd like to speak on what we have done for the last 6 months. And I think it's been very therapeutic for me. And we've had a lot of memory lane kind of, at least stories that I've written, things that we've done on the air. Ty, you've tracked down a lot of the greats in Razorback history, whether it be, any sport you can name. We've done basketball because of the Eddie Sutton going into the Hall of Fame, things like that. And what it did for me is remind myself that Razorbacks can be great, because they have been. And we've reveled in some of that.
Yep.
And gotten away from some of the disgust that we saw over the last 3 or 4 years in football. And the piece that I wrote for Hogs Illustrated, Whole Hog Sports, that's online right now, this is a snapshot of what we're trying to get away from. And it's the defense of the last 5 seasons. I'm going to just run through. The heart of playing defense is, can you stop the other guy from just handing it off and running for a touchdown? Just hand it off. Mm-hmm. The simplest play in football. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. They turn and hand it to the running back, and he runs it in for a touchdown. 2015, Arkansas gave up 25 rushing touchdowns. That's bad.
Yeah.
2016, they gave up 39 rushing touchdowns. That's the all-time record in Arkansas football history for bad. 2017, a little better. 28, 2018, 25. Now, the flip side to that is they gave up a lot of passing touchdowns that year. 2019, last year, gave up 29 rushing touchdowns. It's like, well, what's good? Well, what's good is what's coming to town. Georgia gave up 2 rushing touchdowns last year, led the nation, set a school record. It's the lowest total by an SEC team since 1970, and that was LSU.
Yeah. You talk about where the defense has been. I know for years when Derek and I were doing the show together, we used to joke when the defense had a breakdown and someone would run it literally through the A-gap on our defense for a touchdown, or in a lengthy one, that they
untouched.
They ran a trick play, right through the A-gap, and those are the things that just frustrate you, but also tell you where you're at when they run it between the guard and the center and just make you look silly.
To the heart of your defense.
To the heart of your defense. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. That was not a play called and designed to score. I know every play is designed to score, but that is not a play that the OC dialed up that, hey, let's score on this one. That's a play that, hey, let's get a few yards to set up something to score.
They play Auburn, and okay, either the first play or the second play is going to be a jet sweep.
These aren't
and it's
trick
going to be a touchdown. Yeah. Now, it's a jet sweep. They're going to flip it to the guy coming around, and you better be ready because it's coming.
Yeah. A-gap is not a trick play.
Yeah. Yeah. And the jet sweep is not a trick play either.
No, these are plays that you will see across the state tonight. Run early. These are plays at any level you will see. You will see these plays tomorrow. Robert talked about his son playing tomorrow in Harrison, 4th grade football. You'll see those plays tomorrow too. I mean, these are plays that tells you where you're at in rebuilding. We were debating defense in the first hour and where you're at. And what Barry Odom's challenge is this year. Clay, you laid it out well there. I don't think we all have the full appreciation. What'd you say? Georgia gave up 2 rushing touchdowns a year ago? 2.
For the whole season.
Say that again for those in the back that didn't hear it the first time.
Yeah, it's the fewest allowed in the SEC since 1970. That's 50 years. 50 years, 2 touchdowns is all they gave up.
2 touchdowns last year.
So if Rakeem Boyd runs for a touchdown tomorrow, it will be half what they gave up last year.
Yeah.
1. So
I'm not feeling as good about my
1 is
10-point
half
prediction.
of 2.
And
no, I know that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's a good team. But this is the time to get them. They may be in disarray a little bit.
You think that's kept Kendall Briles a little uneasy in his rack at night, just thinking about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it also is Ricky Stromberg, Bo Limmer, and Brady Latham. The heart of that offensive line. That's what's got to hold up. Those guys. Their physicality, and we'll see. I mean, that's where I'll be watching tomorrow. The center and the two guard. That's kind of how I'll watch football. Mm-hmm. Are they getting whipped? Yep. And there's a chance they will get whipped because they're playing a man's team. This defensive line.
Yeah. Yep. Robert, I want to again appreciate your call this morning. So, leading up, and you talked about with jokingly not anything to talk about with sports being canceled for a period of time. I made sure through Clay, through Andy Hodges, and myself that I went diligently every single week to get some Razorback legends. And as Clay brought up, and as you brought up, Arkansas football, Arkansas basketball, it's not always – now basketball not so much, but the football program has not been. I remember how important this program was to my grandfather. I remember how important this football program and then this athletics department was to the late, great Frank Broyles. I mean, to where it is now is an abject disgrace, and you hope that Sam Pittman can resurrect this sucker and do it quickly. Now, you're not going to see it in Game 1 against Georgia, I don't believe. It would be incredible if that happened, but the pain and misery and the suffering that you've gone through this last couple years is not eternal. It's not eternal life. It's not eternal hell. It's not eternal. It's just a matter of getting this thing back on track, and it was important for me to get some of these legends on that we've had throughout the last couple months, because to show you that not even 10 years ago this program was in contention for the national championship. Now, the SEC Network and other college football people would make you believe that it's been 50 years since Arkansas has been relevant in this conference and in the college football landscape, but that is not the case, and you can get that historical context from Clay Henry. You can get that historical context from Tommy Kraft. You can get it from myself, even at 25 years old. And you can't get it from a Syracuse imbecile who doesn't know what he's talking about. So I promise, this thing is going to get back on track. I don't know how many years. I can't pinpoint that exact location. I can't pinpoint that exact time in our history, in our future. This thing is going to get back on track. Mark it down. Bet on it. I don't have a good exact number for you. It is not going to be eternal hell for the rest of your life. I promise.
No, and, again, we appreciate the words. We've gotten several texts since Robert's call kind of echoing the sentiments. It's not been easy what we've done since mid-March. But, with Ty's efforts leading the way and everybody pulling together, I think we've done an admirable job of keeping of reliving the past and keeping you entertained and keeping things positive. And now tomorrow, we kind of get the payoff. We kind of get some sense of normalcy, and I think it will be emotional for a lot of us to at some different levels that we get a sense of normalcy, because the Razorbacks symbolize normalcy for all of us on so many levels. Yeah. All right, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. Another great weekend coming up at Gaston's. They always have wonderful dinner specials every weekend. Go to Gastons.com, go to the menu button, click on menus at the menu button, and you'll see their dinner specials. You scroll down, you can also see their regular menu. Great stuff on the menu. They fly in fresh seafood every weekend. Salmon flown in for the weekend. Also baked roughy flown in. Continental chicken. And, hey, it's not my favorite, but they got liver and onions this weekend. Woo! You want some liver and onions? They used to be punishment when I was a kid, but my dad loved liver and onions. He'd drive from here to Gaston's to get some great liver and onions. I'll take the prime rib. They'll have that tomorrow night. You can enjoy that after a big Arkansas victory. Let's hope. All right, it's all at Gaston's, 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, 97.1 in Camden and South Arkansas, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
It's hot tub season at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton's has everything you need, with hot tubs starting at $28.95, including delivery, cover, and startup chemicals. Hot tubs are great for reducing stress, easing muscle pain, and helping you get a better night's sleep. Plus, find end-of-season deals on pool accessories, big green eggs, and outdoor living furniture at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun. The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Randall Ford is excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7. RandallFord.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
Oh, hey, do you know what goes great with your favorite tunes? Cold beer from Sody's Wine and Spirits. Did you know that at Sody's you can choose from over 600 single bottles of craft beer in their Pick 6 section to make your own six-pack? And for the freshest beer, be sure to pick up a growler. Order online at mysodys.com and pick up in the drive-thru. Or download the new Sody's app and save 10% on your first order. For the full Sody's experience, go to I-540 in Phoenix and Fort Smith.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above can make that driveway and fence look brand new with a good power washing. You don't have to put up with those unwanted pests either. Call today and get started with the flea, tick, and mosquito treatment to start enjoying the outdoors again. More than just a mowing service. They're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea, tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
In the mood for a top shelf night, 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge has your number. Sit back, relax, and enjoy select wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails in a rich, comfortable, sanitized setting with state-of-the-art air filtration. Indulge in one of their delicious appetizers, sandwiches, salads, or specialty items for carry-out or dine-in. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Stop by 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. 906 Garrison in Fort Smith. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith.
Always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
You can be the hero of the office. Just go to hitthatline.com and enter to win the Hardee's Lunch Bunch Contest. Every week, one lucky listener wins lunch from your local Hardee's restaurant for up to 15 people at your job site or workplace. It's easy to sign up. Just click on the Hardee's Lunch Bunch Contest button, give us your information, and you're entered just like that. Every Thursday, we announce a winner during halftime. Win free lunch for all your work buddies. The Hardee's Lunch Bunch from Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
You won't be able to contain these Razorback fans. Here they come out. Here they come. Arkansas wins in a tremendous upset over Memphis like Oklahoma, 31-6.
Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
I know a lot of y'all are going to be grilling tomorrow as game day, Arkansas, Georgia, as well as SEC football kicking off. We are super duper excited. And I'll tell you what else we're excited about. We are giving away a Traeger grill, the last segment of the show this morning. The contest has stopped, but make sure you're tuned in the last segment of the show because we will be giving away the Traeger grill from Brad's Home Entertainment, Tommy.
So we'll announce the winner in about an hour. So all the entries are in, and we'll select the winner here coming up in an hour on the Morning Rush.
Yep. And we got Sean in from the Fence Man. Now, Sean, I know there's a potential that you're going to be probably working tomorrow a little bit, right? Or are you going to be watching some football?
Working in the morning, taking a break.
Yep.
Got to watch them Razorbacks.
That's the way to do it. That's a true Arkansan right there.
So you know, I heard you guys on the radio this morning on my way in and talking about the history of the Razorbacks and the love for it, and something I haven't mentioned to you guys, and you may know already, but my uncle Jack Brazel was part of the 1964 national championship team.
Okay.
So you talk about the history of Arkansas Razorback team. There is a lot of history there. You know, there's so much of the winning history that they've had, and we've loved them so much. So I'm excited to see us get on the other side of that coin.
Clay was in his 10th year as a writer in the 64 season.
That's not true, but that we called him Jackie, not Jack. You guys called him Jack, right?
Uncle Jack or Jackie, yeah, Jackie Brazel.
Yep, Jackie.
Yeah.
That's what everybody. That's what his teammates knew him as, Jackie. So great player, physical, hit you in the mouth type dude.
Yeah, wasn't very big, but full of
it. Oh no, he'd hit you in the mouth. He was all Razorback. Yep.
Yeah.
I think what you just brought up, Sean, is important for just the fabric and the being of our listeners because you have a connection to that 64 team. I'm a fifth-generation Razorback. Tommy, you've grown up. Clay, obviously, with your late father, Orville, who covered the team for many years, arguably the best sports writer in the history of the state. I mean, there's so many connections with our listeners, or the host here, with the Arkansas Razorback program, and that's why it's so important for everyone listening because of that connection, that you can't even define it. Like, you go anywhere else in any other state outside of maybe Nebraska, and there's another professional team, there's another college that predominantly takes up a lot of the fans. It's not that way in Arkansas, and I think that's very important when it comes to that conversation for sure.
We better get to picking games before we run out of time here.
We're getting
going
emotional.
down memory lane.
We're getting emotional on you guys.
You own the place. Extend the time.
Yeah. Well,
Sean,
one thing I don't own is the clock.
Yeah. Sean, you got 29 points, man. You had 2 points last week. Tommy, you're at 24. Clay's at 23, and I'm at 18. So, again, I got some picking up to do as we picked the games last week. You called the Miami game, and D'Eriq King showed out in that one. My goodness.
I was the standalone.
So that was a good pick as far as you are concerned. And both of us got Notre Dame. They just smashed South Florida. I know Arntz was happy after that one. All right, let's get.
So this is what we need to do, guys. I've thought about this for a little while.
Okay.
Declare Sean the winner of the COVID period. No games.
Yep.
He won, and now we're going to start over a new game at 0.
Now, are we putting something on this? Now, Phil, I don't know if you know this, Sean. Phil has to eat 6 Carolina Reaper wings because he lost to me in a bet.
Oh, no.
So are we going to put something on this?
Yeah, Tommy will put something on this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds
there'll be
like-
a prize.
sounds
Tommy will
good.
do that.
All
This
right.
is his show.
Fenceman Friday Fix. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
All right, first game we are going to be picking for the Florida Gators taking on the Ole Miss Rebels. Florida is a 13.5-point favorite in this one, traveling to take on Lane Kiffin's squad. I'll let you go first, Tommy. Who do you want?
You know, these early games have been mistake-filled, and you have seen teams not live up to what you thought they would be early in this season. I think these SEC teams having more time to practice will be the opposite. Give me Florida, nearly the 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to be more than 2 touchdowns better than Ole Miss.
Clay, where are you going? You going Gators by 13.5, or you going Ole Miss to cover?
I got Florida. I'll go Florida.
I'm going to go Florida as
Got
well.
respect for Dan Mullen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Kyle Trask is going to have a field day on that Ole Miss defense. Where are you going to go on this
Give me
one,
some
Tom?
Gator.
Gator. All right, we're all
Yep.
all this one is we're all picking Florida this one. All right, Sean, I'll let you go first on this next one. Kentucky is traveling down to the Plains to take on the Auburn Tigers and Chad Morris. This is a lot closer line than I expected. Auburn is favored by 7.5 at home against the Wildcats. You going Auburn Are you going Kentucky the points?
No, I'm going Auburn. They seem to be always pulling it out.
Where are you going, Tommy?
Kentucky.
Kentucky? 7.5?
Yep.
Clay, where are you going, man?
I got Kentucky.
Kentucky?
I'll take the points, right?
Yep. You get a little over a touchdown.
I've said I hope I'm wrong about this, but I think Chad Morris is actually going to have success with Bo Nix this year. So I'm going to take Auburn to beat him by 8 or more in this football game. It's that one. All right, next game. Probably the best game of the day. Mississippi State traveling down to LSU to take on Ed Ogeron and the Tigers. I'll go first on this one. I think that LSU's just going to cream them. Now, I don't think LSU's going to be good this year, but I think Mississippi State is going to have their hands full. I'm taking the Tigers in week number 1. Clay, who are you going with in this one?
I got Mississippi State. I just feel like that they've just, from what I can gather, they've been in quarantine hell at Baton Rouge for the last month. So, I mean, Coach Ed has said the whole team has had it, so it's like, okay, let's.
Well, who's left to get it?
Yeah, I think Starkville is a little safer place as far as the COVID than Baton Rouge.
That's a kind, politically correct way of saying.
No, I think it is. No, I mean I just think it's a rural setting, a little bit further away from New Orleans, and that's my take. Yeah,
with really good food.
Where are you going on this one, Sean?
Man, I think LSU is going to still ramp it up. I think they're going to come out with a vengeance, no matter, they've got a deep line. So
yeah. All right, last game we will pick the Arkansas-Georgia game. The Bulldogs are favored by 27.5 is the line that Jenkins has picked out for us. Sean, I'll let you go first on this one, man. Are you going Arkansas on the points, or are you going Georgia and 28 or above?
Y'all, if we're going to pick the Razorbacks all season long, just give me the Razorbacks. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a true blue, win or lose, all the way.
That's fine. Mr. Tommy?
Georgia.
Georgia? Yeah. I think they lose 38-10. That's right at 28. So I'm going to take Georgia, even though it's basically on the line, almost a push. Clay, what are you going with?
I got Arkansas. Okay. I'm with Sean. I believe. I think this coaching staff is going to do some great things. I don't suspect they'll win, but I think it might be a little closer than that line.
All right, so we got them locked in, fellas. First 4 games, SEC coming at you.
All right, here we go. So we're underway in the SEC season with our Fence Man Friday picks. If you need a fence, you want to look better around your business or your home, I got the guy right here sitting with me, 782-3936. You need to call because even if you want that fence done this fall before the winter weather sets in, a call today is the most prudent decision.
We are so blessed. If you need a fence, if you had the money to pay me for a full fence right now, we are 6 to 7 weeks out to get to you because we're so blessed. And so if you're wanting a fence, get on the phone quick.
All right, so call Sean. Any kind of fence, wood privacy, vinyl fence, chain link, wrought iron, dog pen, barbed wire. What else? What am I missing?
Bring me something to play with. We got a full weld-up shop. I've got guys that are all fun for the exciting things. So if it has anything to do with fence or something, you just bring it to us. We'll give it one heck of a run.
They'll do a great job for you. 782-3936, and Sean will talk to you about 18-month same as cash financing, whether it's Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, or any parts that you're listening to today. Call the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. We'll see you next Friday. Enjoy the games tomorrow.
I'm going to love it.
All right.
Go Hogs. All right, coming up, Dave Neal, SEC Network play-by-play broadcaster. He's going to join us. Really excited to talk to Dave. What he thinks about the Arkansas-Georgia game. That's next. It's the Morning Rush.
At any of the Clay Maxey companies, it's just an easy, customer-centered experience. We wanted to make it a one-stop shop, so we added Kawasaki and Can-Am and Hustler and Worldline. It's really been a nice add for us. We provide full service. We're doing pickup and delivery. We were able to add the Vexus line, which is a premier bass boat line. We want to make it easy. We want you to visit us at any of the Clay Maxey companies, Clay Maxey Ford and Harrison, Berryville, Motorsports, Marine, or Clay Maxey NWA.
At Toyota, today's the day to score a great deal. That means today's the day to take a ride in your thrilling new Camry. Today's the day to scale new
In September at Frank Roll Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frank Roll Furniture, best seats in the house.
A little girl asked me one time, Pastor, does the devil have a mother? I was shocked by her deep question and thought for a second, yes, he does. Her name is pride. The devil fell because of a rebel yell of pride. The Bible says pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride really is the mother of all sins and will take you on a dark ride. There's nothing more devilish than being rebellious. I'm Pastor Heath. Check us out at woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Come see what's new at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. In stock now, irons from TaylorMade, Mizuno, along with new woods and irons from Callaway. Also in stock, the RTX Zip Core wedges and Spider putters. The Golf Nut carries a great line of shoes, apparel, and accessories for your everyday golfing needs. As always, check Facebook for our daily specials. Work on your game in our indoor simulation base, or play a round of golf on great courses like Pebble Beach or Bethpage Black. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every
local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home.
Hey, Dave, how are you this morning, man?
Doing great. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for making some time for us. So, I've got an old
no worries.
I've got an old highlight from you in the Jefferson Pilot Sports Days, kind of tuned up for your open. Would you be willing to say, hey, this is Dave Neal with the SEC Network, and you're listening to the Morning Rush?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey, this is Dave Neal with ESPN. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Perfect. We will. Dave, we'll plug that in on the back of your open, and then we'll bring you in right after.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this, Dave.
Oh, no worries.
Cooked order prime rib on Friday night, and now we deliver on Waiter. Curbside and to-go is still available. Call ahead, 632-1014.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Partly to mostly sunny sky today. Our high this afternoon, upper 70s to low 80s. Mainly clear sky tonight. And overnight low will drop down into the upper 50s. We're right back to sunshine on Saturday. Our high low to mid 80s. And Sunday, sunny skies. Our high right around 80 to 85. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Your new home for the Kansas City Chiefs, ESPN 95.3. You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Great football weather. Glad you could be with us here on JP Sports. Here's Jones on a keeper. Out over the 40 to midfield. Matt Jones may take it to the house. And the dunk. That'll bring out some flags, but it is senior day. Amen. Wow. He's a basketball junkie.
Hey, this is Dave Neal with ESPN. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hour number 3 of The Morning Rush. Want to go to the phone lines and welcome in a guy that has been a part of my life since I was a young boy. It is Dave Neal of the SEC Network and ESPN. You can hear him on the call of Arkansas, Georgia tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Dave, thank you so much for making some time for us on the Morning Rush, man.
Hey, man, I'm glad we're talking some football. I mean, it's 24 hours away. I didn't think we'd get to this point, so glad to be a part of the show.
And I know you're really excited. I know you were telling us during the break that you are not in Fayetteville yet. You're currently on your way. Now, we heard the Matt Jones highlight clip that people just love hearing over and over again. You got to call his senior day game. Dave, what do you enjoy about making the trip to Fayetteville, Arkansas?
First of all, it's some of the most beautiful country that we have to offer in the United States. It is it's something special. The people are great, but you know, the passion for football, and this is why I get asked a lot about, hey, you know, certain teams, what do you expect? What do we need from them? You know, who's important to the league? And I think Arkansas is one of those teams. I think the league is better when Arkansas is better. I think it's better when the fans are engaged. I think it's just better when they compete and you think they have a chance to win. So, you know, I hope that, you know, Sam Pittman's the right guy that can kind of get this train headed in the right direction. You know, I spent quite a bit of time in Fayetteville last year following this team, and at no point, you know, really, I was there for the opener, as a matter of fact. And you walked away from the stadium scratching your head like, oh boy, this is going to be a long year. Little did we know how long it would be. So anyway, I just hope that there's some excitement. I know the crowd's going to be small. At least there will be a crowd. I've already done a couple of games, and not having anybody in the stands is a little different and unique. So it'll be nice to see some people in the building. But yeah, I'm excited to get started.
Dave, you have a great historical context working for Raycom Sports, working for Jefferson Pilot Sports. You know that this Arkansas team has had success over the years, and we've taken call after call this morning wanting them to get back to that point. How, like, when you're talking about this with your colleagues, when you're talking about this with just different people across the SEC about Arkansas, how much does it actually come up that Arkansas used to compete in this conference when it seems like a lifetime ago?
Well, it does seem like a long time ago. It really does. But there have been, you know, glimmers of hope, but there's never been any sustained success, really. You know, you had a little bit of run with Petrino, right? I mean, you had some excitement, but that whole thing blew up, as we all know and try to forget sometimes. But, you know, to have that sustained success, it's, you know, you got to really go back to the Houston Nutt run. The Felix Jones and the Darren McFadden's of the world. And I don't know why Arkansas can't get there. I really don't, because when you go around the league like I do, really around the country, and see some of these other facilities, Arkansas's got some of the best to offer. And it's such a great place to live. It's that people are awesome. I just don't understand why they can't get the same kind of dudes as some other places. They get some of the dudes, but you got to have a bunch of dudes. I'm looking at this game, and I'm looking at Georgia's recruiting classes the last couple of years. I mean, it is 5-star after 5-star after 5-star. Arkansas's got a few 5-stars scattered around, right? I mean, over the last few years. So that's where they got to make the jump. I mean, they got to find some way, somehow, to connect with these kids at an elite level to get them back to where they need to be. You can't just have a couple. You got to have, in this league, you got to have a bunch of these dudes, the 4 and the 5 stars, and there's just not enough on the roster right now for Arkansas.
Dave, seemingly this game tomorrow is a mismatch. Number 4 Georgia against an Arkansas team that's rebuilding in a transition phase with a new coaching staff. As you've looked at it, as you've studied these rosters, what does Arkansas need to do to keep this game close?
They need to pick off some passes, create some fumbles, return some kicks, fake punt it, all those things, right?
That's all?
That's it. That's all they got to do. Here's the thing. Georgia sure on paper is, I don't even know what the line is now, 27 maybe, something like that. It's been fluctuating all week.
Right.
But, it is a huge line. And I think what a win here for Arkansas is, let's get this thing into the fourth quarter and have it within a touchdown or two, and give ourselves an opportunity. I think you walk away from that situation feeling pretty good about where you are. And look, man, this is a tough deal. I mean, this whole COVID thing is a tough deal. It's just magnified the fact that you've got to start with Georgia, who has a chance to win a national championship depending on that quarterback play turns out for them. But, Felipe Franks is a guy that's been around. He's played a lot of snaps in the SEC. He knows what this is all about. You got Rakeem Boyd. He's played a lot of snaps in this league. He knows what this is all about. You got some of those young receivers that fortunately got a lot of snaps last year as well. Can the O-line hold up big enough, long enough against that big Georgia defense is the question offensively for them. And for Arkansas, defensively, you just can't give up these big plays. You got to make Georgia earn it. As I said, just – when you get late in the third quarter, give yourself an opportunity. You know what I mean? It's not like you need to be up by 7 or 14. Just give yourself a chance to make a play or two and walk away and feel good about yourselves after week 1.
Have you done your pregame visit with Sam Pittman yet? I know all those are done by Zoom now rather than a day or two before the game. Have you had a chance to do that yet?
We did that yesterday afternoon.
Yeah. What were your impressions with the new head coach?
I've known Sam for a while, but it's different as a head coach. It really is. Guys are so much looser when they're not the head coach. But Sam, to his credit, is the same dude he has always been, and it's a joy. I love his passion, and he's got passion about his job. Don't get me wrong, but his passion about these kids. He just lights up when he starts talking about kids, and what they mean, and the stories, the stories of guys having to overcome maybe something in their background or some injuries, or they've got a lot going on in their life, but yet they come to practice and they're focused and they get better every day. He loves telling you those stories. And I think that's one of the reasons the kids connect with him. Look, nobody really knows how Sam Pittman's going to be as a head coach. No, there is no outline for this in terms of how this is going to go. I do know this, that Barry Odom is one hell of a defensive coordinator, and he has so much respect around the league. That's a great hire. Kendall Briles, his offense, some call it gimmicky or whatnot, but it has worked wherever he's been. He turned Florida State's offense, I'm not going to say around, but he made substantial improvements from one year to the next at Florida State compared to where they were. So I think you got a shot. I just don't know if you have the pieces to fit that yet. But I do like what he has put together as a staff, and I just think Sam's a guy that kids are going to cling to and want to be around, and that's a big start in terms of getting them here to Fayetteville.
Dave Neal, SEC Network, ESPN, with us on the Morning Rush. He'll be on call for the Georgia-Arkansas game tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Dave, when you've looked at this matchup, you've talked to Kirby, you've talked to Sam, what do you think is an undervalued matchup in this football game?
Oh, I think there's no doubt that Georgia's secondary is certainly talented, and I think wide receivers for Arkansas are untested for the most part. A couple of guys that jumped out at you a year ago, Trey Knox, Traylon Burks, are very talented SEC-type receivers, and Mike Woods proved that he can make some plays for you, but not a lot of people talk about that group. And, heck, here's the deal. As bad as Arkansas has been the last couple of years, people really haven't paid a whole lot of attention to them. So here's an opportunity, and it's just a tough one because you're playing 10 league games, but here's a chance for Arkansas to win a couple of games this year that maybe they're not supposed to win, that nobody gives them credit. And all it takes is a couple of those upsets, wherever it may be, right? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden people start looking at this and going, hey, maybe they're onto something at Arkansas. Maybe Sam Pittman is the kind of guy I want to go play for. So if these guys can make a few plays, get on some highlight reels, and there is a little bit of buzz about this program, then things start to turn a little bit. But back to your question, I think that's the one. Can Arkansas's wide receivers make a few plays on this Georgia secondary? That's so good.
Dave, like you, we got a chance to talk with Sam Pittman over Zoom yesterday, and he said there will be some players missing because of the coronavirus. Just with him and Kirby, what do you anticipate with Georgia and Arkansas's rosters looking like on Saturday with just COVID impacting them?
Well, I tell you this, Kirby has been ultra conservative when it comes to announcing that COVID stuff. The fact that we know that there's a few guys, and we'll find out more because I think there was some more testing going on. So what I got yesterday was when I get to Fayetteville here in a few hours, I'll get more information about who might be missing for Arkansas simply because they weren't completed with their test results as of yet. But listen, man, as far as Georgia goes, nobody has any idea who's missing, and I guess we'll find out when we look down there in warm-ups and see who's not in a uniform. But that's going to be a factor all year, guys. It's not just this game. It's going to – I think COVID will eventually determine who wins this SEC, who can survive this season without having to sit some of their star players out. I just can't see how we get through this season without without every team being impacted at some point. I'm not saying cancel games, but the roster being impacted through contact tracing, not just positive tests. But it's going to be a big issue on I think, who wins this league.
Yeah. You're going to be in Fayetteville for this game. I assume there'll be some games this year you'll call remotely, which is one of the big changes with televising and broadcasting games this year. How does your schedule look as far as doing games remotely this year? Because as we've talked to other broadcasters, that's one adjustment guys in your spots have had to make this year.
Well, I kind of just shake my head a little bit because, this is my 22nd, 23rd year of calling SEC football games. And it's already the most bizarre thing I've ever been a part of. This will be my fourth game, my third game. And my fourth game next week will be Missouri at Tennessee. And, of my first four games will have all been done four different ways with four different producers. And next week will be my first time to do a game remotely. When I say remotely, from my office. Wow. They're setting up a whole studio for me on Tuesday in here with monitors, headsets. To say I'm nervous about it would be an understatement. I mean, it's crazy that this is how we have to do things, but it is what it is, and I'll do whatever they want me to do so that we can, have some football. But I'm very excited to get to Fayetteville, to be there in person. I think it's such a huge advantage in our jobs to be there and see things that you cannot see on a monitor. But it is what it is. And listen, I'm going to, there'll be some moments next week. If you're not busy, I think it's a noon kick. If you're not busy, you might want to dial that up because it could be entertaining in a lot of different ways next Saturday.
Everybody's hoping the internet stays. Everybody in this business just hopes the internet stays good while you're on the air because everything operates on the internet now. So if the fiber goes down, we are all in trouble. So, hey.
That is so true.
22 years around the league. Let's take a look around the league while we got you here and get some of your perspective. Obviously, Arkansas is entertaining tomorrow in their visitor, one of the best teams not only in the league but in the country. Alabama is also expected to be, as always, very good. Florida's expected to be in the mix with those other two teams. Who's that other team in the league that maybe will be the surprise this year, that will be the team that no one's really talking about at this point with a shortened 10-game schedule that could maybe make some noise in an unusual year?
Well, I'll say this. In this league, everybody talks about everybody. There is no team that you don't at least have in the conversation. But, the top, to start at the top for me, I know Florida came out last week. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? The media poll came out, and Florida expected to win the SEC East. And listen, they are good. But I'm not convinced that Georgia's ready to give up that title just yet. And I think the questions are at the quarterback position, obviously, for Georgia. But I think what they have to offer certainly are talented guys. But we'll find out, we'll see. But I'm not quite ready to give Florida.
Georgia's defense is still pretty strong. So.
Yeah, I mean, you probably got, of their 15 to 18 guys that'll be in the main rotation, probably 8 to 10 of those guys will play in the NFL at some point. I mean, let's not give Florida that crown just yet. But Florida's good. Do not get me wrong. I understand that they are a viable option, but I'm certainly not ready to hand that over to them. I think a team that to me that I'm anxious to see, and I don't know how this is going to play out just because the way they finished last year, the new coaching change, but it's Missouri with Eli Drinkwitz, who at App State in 1 year really did a great job. And I know it necessarily wasn't his team, so to speak. It was Scott Satterfield, who's at Louisville now. But Missouri, to me, is that team. I just don't know what they're going to be, what they're going to look like. You just don't know anything about them. And the other team that I'm anxious to see play is LSU, just because of how good they were last year. Can they stay at a level? Not, I don't think anybody will ever get in my lifetime to the level LSU was last year. Fortunate to have them a couple times and watch that in person, and it was almost surreal at times. But Ed Orgeron right now, man, he's living the dream, right? I mean, he's the savior saint down there in the Bayou, but now's a chance to see what he can really do as a head coach and get these guys ready to play. So that's my other big question in terms of what to watch for in this league, other than the obvious storyline.
Dave, we had your colleague Sean McDonough on last Monday, and he told us that he's basically cornered in his hotel room, not doing anything prior to games. So before I let you go, are you going to get a chance to go to your favorite restaurant in Fayetteville, or are you pretty much just going to be in the hotel tonight and cornered in until the game tomorrow?
Look, I mean, I guess I could sneak out, but I don't think that, but ESPN they are, it's a Disney company, and Disney's company guidelines are pretty strict, and they ask a lot of us if we're going to be out on the road to follow certain protocols and do things as carefully as we can. And unfortunately, I'll probably be stuck in the hotel, and it's just, I love going down into Fayetteville and seeing the people on game days and game weekends, but it's just a different deal. I mean, it really is. And so, I'm going to be as careful as possible, which probably means I'll just have to suck it up at least this trip and maybe a few more before I start venturing out into the world. But listen, I'm just glad they let me go. I mean, next week I can't go. So this week I'm going to enjoy the process of just going and being at a game.
He's been a part of your life for 20-something years. Dave Neal of the SEC Network and ESPN, formerly of Raycom Sports and Jefferson Pilot Sports. Dave, thanks so much for your time this morning. Best of luck in the game tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and hopefully it's not a blowout. It's a tight one, so you can have a fun time calling it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, and thanks for having me on. You guys have a great weekend, and Ben, am I just glad we have some football. Yeah. So you guys enjoy.
All right, and good luck with that internet next week.
That's probably the most important thing you've said all day.
I'm telling you, we're all living and dying by the internet in our homes and our businesses.
Oh my gosh! Well, thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Dave.
Appreciate it, Dave. Great stuff from Dave Neal. Yeah, you made a great point. Like, if you better have some rock solid internet if you're
fiber
Dave
to the
Neal
door
or whatever. Pick a broadcaster doing that stuff. So great stuff. We'll make sure to get that in the Bud Light Seltzer Morning Rush podcast. Again, Dave Neal on call for the Arkansas-Georgia game tomorrow for the SEC Network.
All right, we'll get Clay Henry's thoughts and reactions to that conversation in just a moment. We're brought to you by the 5th annual Ozarks Motorcycle Rally that's coming to Boone County. Clay Henry's going to be there on his chopper. He'll be riding around with big high handlebars. He'll be there October 9th and 10th. So be sure and join Clay at the Boone County Fairgrounds. You're going to be signing autographs both days, Clay, at the motorcycle rally?
I'm not going to wear my shirt. Only thing I'm going to have on is chaps.
Great. He'll look just like Coach Spurrier at that NASCAR race. Live music both days on Friday and Saturday, starting at 6 on Friday. They'll have music start at 5 o'clock on Saturday. You can check the lineup out online at ozarksrally.com. Beer garden, bike show, vendors from all over the country, and guided rides and more. Beautiful part of our state to really check it out. And I'm telling you, by October, the leaves will start changing. It's a great place to be in our state. The 5th annual Ride the Ozarks Motorcycle Rally at the Boone County Fairgrounds, October 9th and 10th.
Quite good stuff with Dave Neal, really one of the iconic broadcasters for the SEC. It's a short list with like him, Vern, and a handful of others. And I thought what he mentioned was important, talking about just the atmosphere, what he's having to deal with as a broadcaster, what he'll see in his first SEC game this week. It's going to be a weird year, but I expect the 17,000 or 16,500, whatever it is, to be as loud as they possibly can tomorrow for Georgia.
Oh, yeah, I think it'll be. And there have been games, and I remember maybe it was a Florida-Arkansas game. Tony Bua played in it. I think Chris Leak was the quarterback for Florida. And the game was out of hand early in the third quarter, and Arkansas made a comeback. And the stands emptied in that third quarter. And there were only probably, I'd say, 15,000 Arkansas fans left in the stadium for that fourth quarter comeback. And I think they called a penalty on Bua for a late hit that wiped out an interception. that would have given them a chance for, a winning score. But it was incredibly loud to only have 15,000 people in the stands. So it can be still a home field advantage if you play like they did in the third and fourth quarter against Florida. I mean, it's about the players. Yeah. And that people will be standing and they'll have elbow room and they can jump around and make some noise in that stadium. But it's always about the players have to give them something to cheer about, and they've got to do some things against a great Georgia team to give them some hope to turn it loose. That's always the case. I've heard people recently say, well, Bud Walton Arena isn't like Barnhill, or it's not like, the first few years, 94, 95, when Nolan had it rocking. Well, get the players rocking.
Yeah.
Give
them something to cheer about.
No question. You have to encourage the fans with your play.
I'll say this real quick before we go. The ones that are there tomorrow want to be there. Because
That's
there's a lot of
exactly right,
reasons
Tommy.
to not go. So if you're one of the 16,500, 17,000, whatever the number ends up being, it's because you want to be there. So I think it will be as loud as it can be for the number that's there, because if you make the effort to go tomorrow, it's not because you have to go, it's because you want to go.
3 o'clock game, too, which is pretty nice. It's not too late, not too early. It's kind of right in the wheelhouse of what a lot of people like. So I'm excited. Clay's excited. Tommy's excited for game day tomorrow. Get one day out. 3 o'clock, we'll have Arkansas game day. 10 o'clock here on the stations you're listening to, 10 to 12, and then IMG pregame, and then the Arkansas game followed by Hog Reaction after the IMG postgame.
All right, we're going to give away a Traeger grill brought to you by Brad's Home Entertainment at Mountain Home. We'll do that in about 20 minutes in our final segment here of the week. So stay tuned as we'll announce the winner of that coming up. We're brought to you by Ouachita Farms, a state-licensed cannabis farm, processor, and seed labeler located in central Arkansas, implementing an extraction process that creates a pure, full-spectrum product carried in locations all across Arkansas, including their Hot Springs Village store and nearly 200 stores in Arkansas. The product's grown and made right here in Arkansas by the Owens brothers. You can find their products online at WashitaFarms.com. CBD products help relieve stress, anxiety, pain, help you sleep better at night. There's so many great reasons to use the CBD products from Ouachita Farms. Go to WashitaFarms.com. Use the code WPS15 at checkout for a great discount. That's WashitaFarms.com.
Coming up, what are your superstitions before an Arkansas game?
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is former Arkansas quarterback Casey Dick, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Are you ready to take the next step? Want to make real money? How about averaging $2,800 per week? United Welding Institute is accepting new students to shape into high-paid career.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
In September at Frankfurt Furniture, everything is on sale. Why order when you can have it today? We carry refrigerators, French doors, GE washers and dryers, 100% made in USA, speed clean laundry, gas cold top and smooth top ranges, dishwashers, mattresses, recliners, big man recliners, lift chairs, sofa and loves, recliner sofa and loves, beds, chests, dressers, mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and table and chairs. Your one-stop store for all your furniture and appliances. Frankfurt Furniture, best seats in the house.
I'll be giving up to $3,200 extra for trade-ins. Even if you're still making payments, we can help you get into your nicer, newer car now at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center. We've become one of the top centers in the country by taking care of our customers and their cars better than anyone over the last 9 years, and by offering great deals like buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change starting at only $24.95. Don't wait any longer. Make it a September to remember with a nicer, newer car from Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
The new $3 hotcake breakfast sandwich from Hardee's knows just how you like it. Your sausage, sizzling, and your eggs, fluffy. A full breakfast nestled between 2 sweet hotcakes. At only $3, the new hotcake breakfast sandwich is almost too good to be true. Wake up you're happy with the new hotcake breakfast sandwich, part of the 2-3 more breakfast menu at Hardee's. Feed you're happy. Offer valid for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Breeden RV's 2020 blowout sale was a huge success, and now they need more trailers. Due to the massive shortage in good, clean, pre-owned RVs, they will pay top dollar for your RV. So if you don't get to use your RV as much as you like, don't worry. Breeden RV's here to buy it, or they can even consign it for you. They also have the newest models from Thor, Forest River, Coachman, and many more arriving daily. They can take care of you on your service needs, and for the month of September, get 10% off all parts and accessories. The best camping weather is just around the corner, so stop by Breeden RV on Alma Highway in Van Buren and start living your best life today. See dealer for details.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today. 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
You always get more at Orr.
We always put the customer first at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Since 1924, the Orr family of dealerships has grown based on one simple principle. Give the customer more money for their trades and give them a lower price on their new vehicle. It's a simple concept, really, but one that very few dealers honor anymore. Hey, we know you paid a lot of money for your vehicle, and Orr Chevrolet wants to pay you the maximum amount for it today. Then we'll give you an awesome price on a new Chevrolet. But we're not done giving you more. Included with any new vehicle sold. Orr Chevy will also give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So come get a lower price and more money for your trade today at Orr Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive in Fort Smith and 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, find new roads.
You always get more at Orr.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
See ya. D-Mac. Hold on now, Ryan. D-Mac not looking back. Touchdown. How about that Heisman, Mark Jones? How do you like it? Wide open again.
Subscribe to the Morning Rush podcast wherever podcasts are found.
One day from the Georgia Bulldogs. Want to remind everyone that Arkansas game day will start at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we will be doing that, Tommy and I. And then also followed up by that, the IMG pregame goes on from 12 to 3. Chuck, Quinn, and Gino will have the game for you starting at 3 o'clock. And then the IMG postgame follows that. And then Hog Reaction will follow that with Phil Elson and our buddy Matt Jenkins. So really excited about that. Also really excited to announce the Traeger Grill winner, which will be coming up next segment here on the Morning Rush. I'm going to get all that content for you coming up shortly. Before we do that, I want to welcome in our friend Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources. Larry, good morning, my man.
Hey, good morning. Hope you guys are doing great. We're looking forward to the last big weekend of the month over here at Rath Auto Resources. We know there's some other things going on this weekend, but not nearly as important as us wrapping up our big sale to September to remember at Rath Auto Resources. Discounts up to $4,300 on these nicer, newer cars, and you can get up to $3,000 extra when you trade. Folks, that's a lot of money. We can help you get into a nicer, newer car today at Rath Auto Resources. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center with half-off brakes, free AC checks. We got that buy three, get one free on all tires. Really the best way and the best place to take care of your car is the Meineke Car Care Center. If you're looking for a new car, the new Mitsubishi's up here in Springdale. That's a great little franchise, folks. Great products, great gas mileage, the best warranty in the industry. You really can't beat it. Right now, save up to $3,500 on a new Mitsubishi at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. So it's going to be a great weekend. Come and see us. Call one of our friendly non-commissioned solution specialists and make an appointment. We'll get you in and out driving your nicer, newer car today from Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale, or check us out online at rathauto.com.
All right, that's Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith, and in Springdale. I'm looking at the calendar, Larry, and it looks like it's the final weekend of the month, too.
It is. We got to push right now.
So
put some deals together.
Sharp pencils. So see Larry this
Sharp
weekend.
pencil, all of that.
All right, Fort Smith, Springdale. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. And folks, come and see it.
Right.
We've been talking about game day superstitions, what you doing on game day, what are you going to be doing, and it's 877-377-6963 if you want to chime in. Here's what Sam Pittman had to say yesterday on his pre-game traditions and superstitions.
You know, you guys know how I am. I think I'll be prepared on what I need to be prepared on, and then pre-game speech and things of that nature will probably just come from the heart, and a lot of times it means more that way anyway. But no, I really don't. I like to get out and go for walks on game day, so I'll get out and go for a walk, and hopefully I can bring my old partner Barry with me on it. He'll probably go with me, but that'll be about it. And you know, I like chocolate, obviously, on every day, but I'll probably have some on game day as well.
I love when Sam Pittman talks about food. I know Tommy asked him a question. We were asking about his diet like a while back when he came on. He's like, I've been an eater my entire life.
He's lost some weight, though. You
Yes,
can just tell by looking at him. He's done better than us over the quarantine and COVID period.
Yeah, so I think that when it comes to that, you're excited to just hear from him about his game day stuff and just kind of see what he's doing. And Clay, again, this is a unique situation for him. We heard from Dave Neal just earlier in the program, who will be on call for the game tomorrow. The one thing he appreciated about Sam is Sam was the same talking to him as assistant coach as he was as the head coach now, and the excitement he has for his players, the jubilation in his voice when he shares a story. You hope that just you see that take place on the field or something, but I'm really excited to see how Sam handles himself on the football field tomorrow.
I think what we know he'll be is real. He's the real Sammy P. That's what Frank Ragnow told me one time. He's like, he's the real Sammy P. I said, you call him Sammy P to his face? He goes, no, it's Coach Pittman. But the rest of us call him Sammy P when he's not around. So that's typical, player reaction. But it's the players love him because he's the same every day, and that's what you get. I think he's been great on all these interviews, his radio show leading up to the game, and there's never anything rehearsed. You're going to get exactly what he thinks. He may say, I'm not answering that question, but that's fair too. You don't have to, instead of just saying anything to keep from answering the question is better than not answering the question. Chad Morris, sometimes he'd start to go and he's like, well, he didn't answer that question, but he talked for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. But it'll be interesting to watch him. We don't know, and I'm not sure he knows exactly how he's going to react. He may get a 15-yarder somewhere in the game, because he may react to something that he sees. The guys that are throwing the yellow flags, he may react to something.
Well, and
but that's real.
He's not under the supervision of the head coach any longer. Where generally the head coach is not going to allow any assistant to totally get on an official. The head coach is going to reserve the right to get the 15. Generally, an assistant doesn't want to go that far because they don't want to hear the wrath of the head coach. Now he doesn't have that limitation, so we'll be interesting to see if his behavior is different in that regard.
Yeah, one of the things that he told me back in the winter is like he was really looking forward to jogging through the A. Well, there'll be no A because the band's not going to be on the field in pregame. But he said, I don't know if I'll jog all the way from the gate in the fog to the sideline, but he says, I'm going to at least do part of it. And I do think I'll probably go through the shortest side of the A.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a tradition I think we're all going to miss. All right, coming up on the other side of the break, we will give away and announce the winner of the Traeger Grill. We've been getting your entries on for the last few weeks. We'll announce the winner coming up in about 5 minutes.
Yep, excited about that and excited to continue on the conversation. We'll kind of divulge and go more into what we think is going to happen in the game tomorrow. And if you want to do that, it's 877-377-6963. Right now, the line's sitting at about 28 points for Arkansas. Can they get that? We'll hit on that next. It's the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
All right, you go do the research.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Invest in your own backyard oasis with Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton's has everything you need. Semi-in-ground Doughboy pools, right now starting at $99.97, and upgrade now to a robotic cleaner valued at $600 for free. Check out the Endless Pools by Hot Springs, which allows you to swim all year long. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue-wee. From the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, get the scratch off in your hands. You could win 20 grand just for being a fan. Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue, Woo Pig Sue-wee. You need to get off the sidelines and play. Then when you win, you can hire a marching band to follow you around all day. Score big and get your chance at 20 grand today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The all-new Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas wants you to get out and explore this fall. Wheels has the luxury brands you can depend on to keep you camping. Brands like Grand Design, Alliance, KZ, and the all-new solar-powered Vibe. And with a lifetime warranty on every new unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing Altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to WaveRuralConnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
You put your mower through a lot. All that back and forth can add up to thousands of miles. That's like mowing cross country. Gravely commercial mowers are built for all-day performance, helping you get the job done mile after mile. Gravely, built to mow the distance.
See the full line of Gravely mowers with 0% financing for 48 months at Bush Tractor in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com.
Are you ready to take the next step? Want to make real money? How about averaging $2,800 per week? United Welding Institute is accepting new students to shape into high-paid career welders. Graduates of United Welding Institute find great-paying jobs in the oil field, power plants, refineries, pipelines, and more. United Welding Institute in Pottsville, Arkansas has been training professional field-tested welders since 2013. Change your life and call 479-968-3390 or visit UnitedWeldingInstitute.com.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith wants you to know dine-in service is now open, recognizing all state and CDC guidelines. Takeout and delivery service remains available as well. Whole Hog Cafe Fort Smith is also, until further notice, open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. The Whole Hog Cafe on Borough Road also has a drive-thru for your convenience. Call Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue or Borough Road, or order online at wholehogfortsmith.com for your award-winning Memphis-style barbecue and sides.
The biggest selection and the lowest prices on a new Buick are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The 2020 Buick Encore has plenty of cargo space, and it's loaded with technology, only $19,995. And the 2020 Buick Envision has all the features and seating for 5. Take $9,000 off, only $28,985. The biggest selection and the lowest prices are at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Jones on the end around. He's got great speed. Still on his feet. Felix Jones might be gone. He is. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Follow us on Twitter at Ty Sports Radio and at Tommy Kraft ESPN.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Going to talk about what we think is going to happen in the game tomorrow. And you're welcome to chime in as well. It is 877-377-6963. Also going to announce the Traeger Grill giveaway here on the Morning Rush. Before we do that, I want to tell you about our friends at Baxter Regional.
Got the winning name right here in my hand. Can't wait to announce it in a minute. I want to tell you about our friends at Baxter Regional Medical Center. They're ready to take care of your family with safe procedures, safe surgeries, safely seeing patients across all service lines again. Baxter Regional is taking every necessary precaution to keep you and your family safe. Hey, their services might look a little bit different right now, but their commitment to high-quality, compassionate care remains absolutely the same. Hey, welcome back to Baxter Regional Medical Center. To learn more about everything they're doing for you and your family, go online to baxterregional.org. That's baxterregional.org for Baxter Regional Medical Center.
Going to the phone lines, welcoming in Golden Arrow Carl, who's in Lavaca. Carl, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Hey, guys. Want to give a shout out to the Golden Arrows. Also, for tomorrow, I could see a backdoor cover from the Hogs at plus 27.5. But the thing about tomorrow, I want to see a different team. Just obviously from what we've seen the past 2 years, it seems like the players have really bought in with Pittman and Briles and Odom's system, and that's really awesome to see. And with tomorrow, I forgot the quarterback for Georgia's name. I believe he was a third string or slated third string.
DeJuan
that team lost. Right, yeah. I mean, that team lost Jake Fromm, DeAndre Swift, both their tackles, a lineman that transferred to Tennessee, and then a receiver who I believe is starting for the Jets this week. And, if I was, I have faith in what Barry Odom's going to do tomorrow, but I think, we probably try to sell out on the run tomorrow and make that kid make throws. And if he does, good for him. But, tomorrow I hope that the Hogs can put up a fight at least, show some competitiveness on both sides of the ball. I don't want to give a score prediction because I don't want to have someone calling after me like previous times and rip on me. So
don't be scared, Carl.
To see what y'all think.
Don't be scared. It's nearly the end of the show.
Well,
there's not much time to call in anyway. So
Yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt this guy. Anyway, I think score tomorrow is going to be probably 38-14. I really, really want the Hogs to win just like everybody else, but I'm trying to be realistic here as we've been humbled many times in the past 3 to 4 years. So that's all I got for tomorrow. I'm ready to see the Hogs play tomorrow.
Appreciate the
good
call.
pick,
this morning,
Carl.
So 38-14, like you said, a backdoor cover as far as that goes. Next phone call we're going to take is Patrick right here in Fort Smith. Patrick, you're on the Morning Rush, man.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you for
What's
calling.
up, Tommy?
Hey, Patrick, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm ready to hear the Hogs play tomorrow. I think it's going to be a competitive game from here on out. Whoever the Arkansas quarterback is, we used to have like all the good ones, but now they're in pro. I think the score is going to be 42-14 Arkansas.
Tomorrow?
I think Arkansas can cover that 27-point spread.
You got the Hogs winning tomorrow?
Yes, I think Arkansas is going to take it. And also, I'll be going to Cedarville and Lavaca's game tomorrow because it's homecoming. Or tonight, which is homecoming.
Right.
And I know somebody that's called from Lavaca. Good luck to his Earls, but I think Cedarville's going to take it.
All right. Appreciate the call.
What are
this
the
morning.
odds of having a Lavaca and Cedarville call back to back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Golden Arrows. Do you know Cedarville's mascot? I know
The Pirates.
The Pirates.
The Pirates.
So Pirates and Golden Arrows taking on each other tonight. Best of luck to both teams as well as the other high schools.
I like Patrick's optimism. I can't quite get on board, but I hope Patrick's right and the rest of us are wrong.
Yeah. So
Well, if they win, they definitely covered.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
That's an agreeable point. So let's talk about our opinions on this game tomorrow. And again, if you want to call in before it's 877-377-6963.
And let's not forget to give the grill away in a few
Yeah,
minutes.
don't want to do that. I said 38-10. What have you said again?
36-10.
Okay, 36-10. Tommy, what are you? Or excuse me, Clay. And by the way, Clay, I got a little beef, man. You didn't ask me for my prediction. It's Hogs Illustrated. I'm not doing that this year.
Nope.
All right, one answer. All right, what is your prediction on the game tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I said, I've kind of varied around somewhere in the low 30s to Arkansas scoring 10-14. I think Arkansas will cover, but it's I think Georgia's got enough problems on offense that they'll sputter a little bit, and they'll give Arkansas some chances with short field and special teams. Arkansas will, maybe get some field position breaks, make it easy for an offense. But that's as far as I'll go. I think Georgia wins the game comfortably.
As Clay Henry once told me, and he scolded me as he was saying this, the printed word is sacred.
Oh.
And he printed 31-14 by his name.
I guess the
But you can
ratings-
change from 2 weeks ago. That's when that had to be printed.
Oh, man. So what did I do wrong to not – I feel like at the end of last season I gave you the score prediction every single week. What did I do wrong to get disbanded from being a part of the Hogs Illustrated score predictors, Clay?
I think you missed some weeks. I went with the guys that I had the most confidence with that would be with me for the whole season and get it done.
Oh, rip out my heart, why don't you, Clay? The magazine I grew up reading with my grandpa, and I finally got to be a part of it. And then
you can still read it.
Gosh, damn it. Oh, okay. All right, it's Friday. I guess I'll forgive you on Friday.
Which is worse,
It's
this or getting turned down at JJ's last night? Which is
Forgiveness
worse?
Fridays. Listen. All right, let's talk about your training for a sec. So Connor comes over to me last night. He knows a couple of the buddies that I'm with eating. And he starts joking with me about the time that I gave away tickets to his friend Lindsay, who's the only one at the table I knew. And I was like, hey, Tommy said to give you these tickets. And then he starts telling me that he's going to call on the program and saying that I'm doing all sorts of illegal things.
Yeah, he sent me a text that you were having a wild time over there last night.
I am completely sober as a gopher, goody two-shoe during the week. So nothing like that occurred last night.
All right. So,
well, what he did say though is it's quite funny, and we'll close up this little tidbit with this: that he's your workout.
Yeah, we work out together.
And he says some days you're you're in a really good mood, and some days you don't say much, and it's just kind of like, he knows not to say anything because he don't want to piss you off as far as that goes. Take you off as far as that goes.
Depends on what's happening on the phone that day.
No, I get you as far as that.
So,
all right, let's give away this grill. I know that y'all have been highly anticipating this. The Brad's Home Entertainment Traeger Pellet Grill giveaway. Tommy, take it away.
Yeah, we've got it's a great $1,200 grill. We want to thank Brad over at Brad's Home Entertainment and Mountain Home for offering up this great grill just in time for football season. And this thing can do it all. The great thing about a pellet grill is you can get the smoke flavor while you're grilling a steak. You can smoke a pork butt on it. It is so versatile to do anything. And if you want to put a brisket on there, ribs on there, it is so easy, and it's a great way to go about and do your normal day's worth of activities, but still get a great product when you're done with it. And people love Traeger grills. So we've been working on this for a few weeks, and after about 3 weeks of taking entries, we have had over right at 2,000 entries. And after all that, the winner of the Traeger grill from Brad's Home Entertainment is Jared Jennings.
Congrats, Mr. Jared.
So Jared didn't put on his entry form where he was from. He has a 479 phone number. But Jared, you and your home will get in touch with you. We got your email. Congratulations to Jared Jennings, the winner of the Traeger Ironwood 650 pellet grill from Brad's Home Entertainment in Mountain Home. So we'll send you an email and get you all the details on how to arrange to pick that up from Brad's. If you need some help hauling it, Clay's got a great truck. He doesn't live far from Brad's.
I have a trailer. I've got a trailer.
And he's got a Traeger, so Clay would be happy to deliver it, particularly if you live like near Texarkana or somewhere, El Dorado. He'll be glad to haul it down to you. So, I mean, Clay's not far from there.
It might not make it. Yeah, it may not make it.
So
I have a trailer, not a Traeger. I would like to have a Traeger.
We only have a few minutes left in the show. I was nearly late to work this morning because I was spending some time this morning reading Harry King's final column, and I think it would be a poor job on our part to get out of here today, guys, without at least bringing up Harry King in this day before the game, because when we started the Morning Rush years ago, Clay was kind enough to spend some time with us once a week, and one of the things that he also suggested we should do was have Harry King on once a week, and we did. And for 3 or 4 years, Harry came on with us and was one of the best guests we've ever had in the 15 or so year run we've had on this show, and so insightful. But Clay, no one could talk better about Harry King and the career he has had. I don't want to speak of him as though he's not with us anymore, but what a career he has had, and it was a pleasure reading the final piece he'll write. So.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because Harry always wrote really tight, concise, and he did on this. But I said you can write as long as you want. I decide how many pages are each in the magazine, and he wrote 3,300 words, and it was the best 3,300 words I've ever read. I mean, it's one of the giant. Warren Stevens said it right. One of the giants ever produced in Arkansas, journalistically speaking, and just he's like a brother to me, and so it was really
great man.
Yep.
He loved his horse racing. He loved sports of all kinds, but
golf
loved horse
too.
racing. Loved golf, but loved horse racing. And I'll never forget, it was Breeders' Cup weekend, and rarely could you get the TVs in the press box changed to anything other than the game we could actually look out the window and watch. We had to watch the game in the press box that we could see. But Harry had enough stroke, he could actually get one of the TVs on the Breeders' Cup. Well, we're in the midst of the national anthem. This is probably 12 or 13 years ago. And we're all standing at attention, hand across heart, hats off ahead. National anthem is being played on the field. Harry is totally unaware that this is going on. And they're in the fifth race or whatever at the Breeders' Cup. And whatever horse he has selected is in a stretch run and going at it with another horse. And let's just say Harry was rooting for that horse pretty hard. And Clay, he didn't have a clue that that the national anthem was going on during that stretch run there, because he was cheering for his horse and everybody's looking and Harry's rooting for the horse. So,
yeah.
Go, run!
Not surprised.
It was pretty funny.
The most fierce competitor that's ever been produced.
Yeah.
Love Harry.
Harry's
He
awesome.
fought you for a quarter
Yeah.
on the golf course. I mean, it was he would get and just a winner in all respect.
Yeah, he's great. He was a part of the Jim
Hard
Elders.
for me to talk about him.
Yeah, he was a part of the Jim Elder Scholarship Committee, a scholarship I was awarded in college at, and he's been a good friend, I think, since. So for Clay Henry, Tommy Kraft, Matt Jenkins, and also Harry Keene, I'm Ty Richardson. Game day tomorrow.